the school to be part of our discussion. School television. School registration.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepan, congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
School TV.
Yes, what you got today?
School TV. School entertainment.
Downtown with the spoon, and your boy right at the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
To the school to get your information. To the school to be part of our discussion. School television. School registration.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepan, congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
School TV.
Iswaju Batile.
Spoon
Beseku.
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Okay, folks. Today is the 12th day of May 2024, and today is Mother's Day. All around the world, we want to take our time and appreciate all of the mothers, whether biological or not, those who have played motherly roles in the lives of individuals all around the world. We appreciate you. Our mothers are dear to us. One quote says, "A mother cannot be replaced, irrespective of whether or not you give birth to a child or you've been involved in a child's life throughout." So we say happy Mother's Day to each and every mother here in Liberia and around the world, and most especially to my very own mother, Mrs. Ducilia Garlis Langer. Happy Mother's Day to you and to everybody else, every mother out there. We appreciate you. This is one-on-one with the CEO live here on the Spoon Network, Mr. Abdullah Kiatama, the esteemed political analyst, is also seated. The guest for today is Montserrat County Senator Abraham Darius Dillon. He's definitely going to join in, and there will be others who also be popping in to weigh in and give their views on trending national issues as well. So wherever it is you watching us from, we'd love to say welcome. Those of you watching us via Spoon TV, Super TV, Fabric TV, or better still on YouTube, on Spoon Talk, all across the world. And those of you listening to us here and watching us in Liberia, we'd love to say a pleasant night to you. It's been a very beautiful Sunday year. Mothers all around the country being appreciated, mothers all around the world being appreciated, irrespective of whether now your church is going to, or your church did have their Mother's Day program today, or had it the first Sunday, or they will have it this third or the last Sunday. Let me bring up Mr. Abdullah Kiatamba, who's also seated here, and we can kickstart the show. We'll definitely say hi to those of you watching. We'll read out some names. We'll welcome you to the show. But Mr. Kiatamba, how are you this Sunday night, sir?
Man, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
First of all, thank God to be here. We're happy to be here. Sun is good. Just went to get some coffee. Had a long day. Went to practice, score some goals.
By the way,
football, man. Practice some goals. There's people on Facebook when I say I score my goal, they be talking all kind of things, but score some colorful goals. And today we visited some friends.
The old time again.
I come in and feel posted the scoring Gina coming. People singing, man. The scoring Gina coming. So I saw her enter the goal to appreciate their support, and I put quick goal in the net, shake the net behind the goalkeeper staff. So, but it's gonna be a wonderful evening. Monrovia is beautiful.
Yeah.
The temperature is mild, just a little bit cold and warm.
Yeah.
Between cold and warm. I got my coffee here. Got my little coffee, actually, man. So we're gonna do great. We're gonna have Senator Dillon.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have some drop-ins. We're gonna have Wanti. We're gonna have Germanic Piek from the Minister of Information. We're gonna have CEO and myself. We're gonna run a whole list of issues. There's so many issues breaking. So many issues. The asset recovery, Wahala, and all that kind of thing. We have the president trip to the U.S. What is happening? What is changing? Are we getting a windfall of financial support because of his trip? Is things going to change dramatically? Are we going to fill in the huge investment void and vacuum that existed for so long? We're going to answer all those questions. There's going to be a faraway. This is going to be a rapid show. We're going to cover so many things. We're going to be exhaustive, and we're going to cover a wide range of issues, and we're going to bring them home. We're going to also look at, is President Bwakai policies trickling down to the ordinary people?
That is a very crucial question.
Are they feeling President Bwakai, or have they not felt him yet? How long are they going to wait to feel President Bwakai in their pockets, in their families, in their homes, in their school fees, in their rent? So all of that, we will put all on the table, unpack it, and decouple it, analyze it, meticulously dissect it. So there's so many different things will be happening all at once, and with different players, we'll have drop-ins. People will come in and chime in and also give their perspective on the particular issues. We're going to highlight what are they doing in the Senate. Is the Senate is just a retirement home, or just a casino to draw in money, or is it leading reforms in the country? Is it aligning the reform with the president's agenda? And what are some of the gains and wins of the 100-day? What is it, $22 million about roads? Is it just a wasteful spending, or it is an investment that will produce tangible results and transform the life of people and connect communities and connect businesses and connect investments, create economic zones? So all of that, there's going to be an intensive, exciting, night. You're going to have don't miss 1 minute. We're going to put all out. We're going to dig deeper and discuss all the issues. So we're excited to be here tonight, and we cannot wait. Thank you.
Yeah, talking about the lineup there, the plate is a full one, and Liberians are concerned about what we call in our country the bread and butter issues. But a station like Spoon and a show like One-on-One of the CEO, you go deeper, as you said, than just the bread and butter issues. But what are the ingredients that make up the bread and the butter before they can be served to you? You also have the Montserrado County Senator already seated, Senator Abraham Darius Dillon is already here as he gets prepped for the show. Mr. Stanton Alexander Witherspoon Sr., the former CEO, is also making his way to the show. But Mr. Kiatama, what's your opening thought tonight before we bring on Senator Dillon?
Well, look, see, opening thoughts on what? And there's so many things, you discussing the goals at school today, or opening thoughts on different.
Players were adding and even won't play the game. When I understand what happening, but anyway, waiting for the 14th of May, like Judgment Day. Yeah, we're opening thoughts on some of those issues you talked about, the bread and butter issues, President Baka, 100+ days, what are the people feeling it in their pockets? But key is this issue of the LNP rescinding their decision to stop motorcyclists from coming on the major corridors on the 15th of May. There's been some tweaking, modification to that as well. Is that policy already dead? Politically? Has it been killed already?
Well, I think
3 months grace period and all of the bullet points or the things that motorcyclists have to do to apply the streets. Do you see motorcyclists even abiding by that, or that policy is already dead?
Very good question. Actually, look, all right, I think we all agree on the problem that motorcyclists, there need to be some enforcement of safety measures, and to make sure that they themselves save themselves, because they're exposed to dangers, speed. And they got a lot of young people, even kids, on a teenager, toddlers, that ride the bike to schools. So the level of exposure and vulnerability to danger, to problem is huge. Now, the police, I think, they started off on a wrong footing. They started off by taking bold initiative that I felt was erratic. I think they would have engaged the motorcycle at first before unveiling their plan. But when they unveiled the plan, I think they came back. Look, see the context. Motorcyclists, there's a whole livelihood. Thousands of people depend on them. Look at the economic side. That is their living. People got no means of income, no means of survival, no means of existence. This is their chance to take care of their families, to pay their school fees, to even pay their medical bill. We do understand that. We also see another layer added to this livelihood. People who go into school. Look at these kids. Some of the schools are way in the corner, but the taxi can't go there. Taxi cannot go there. So the cyclists are basically closing gaps and filling in huge voids. And no, so their role is important, but I also see the most serious safety challenge to both pedestrians and law enforcement. So I think they should have a common ground. I think they should roll out the policy step by step. They take one aspect, they implement that, test that, and see how it responds. But I'm glad that they came to an understanding. I'm glad that they reached some level of understanding. Now the question, would the cyclists actually abide by these rules? Let's wait and see. But there should be an enforcement mechanism that insists that you have to abide by the rules, because it's not about you, it's about the safety of life, it's about the protection of life, and that is why these safety measures are put in place in the first place. It's not about how the motorcycle feels, it's about the impact of their actions, it's how the consequence of their actions on the life of young people, old people, pedestrians, the law enforcement. On the larger question, here's my other take on this. Safety issue is not only about motorcyclists. Enforcement should also look at, there are two sides of the enforcement equation. When the motorcyclist part of the poor side of the equation, the rich side of the equation, rich people who have big trucks that are causing damage on the streets are not being enforced. So the big trucks, the big cars, all these other laws are being ignored, and there's this focus or preoccupation or an obsession with motorcyclists. I think we should have balance enforcement, not a lopsided enforcement that focuses on the poor guy and let the big guys who have the big trucks, who also engage in large forms of violations to be ignored, because combined they represent a safety challenge. One side of this equation does not represent a safety challenge. The combination of these challenges are the main problems. So, but let's celebrate the progress that they have achieved. We celebrate the progress the police have achieved with the cyclists. I hope they can build on this, and that is our hope. And we'd like to see the enforcement next few months and 3 months. Yeah. But I think that is it.
So it's a 3 months period to see how these measures are going to be enforced. That motorcyclists should have helmets, should wear helmets, and their passengers, one passenger should also wear a helmet. They should dress responsibly. These are safety measures that were previously enforced. You know, but at the end of the day, we saw them slipping down the drain, and everybody started doing their own thing. My question to you is, Mr. Kyatamba, with the pushing of the deadline, the 3 months period, and all of that, is that policy, that enforcement, you know, zest that the LMP, Tourist IG, Gregory Coleman had, has it been dealt a serious blow that you don't see it resurfacing? Or this is an opportunity to say, look, we give you a chance to move on with this reform, and we see that you're not abiding by it, so we have no other option but to come in full swing and enforce this?
I think he will have the moral high ground. I think he will have the public sympathy and the public support because what he's really trying to be flexible and compassionate, because it has to do with people's livelihood, people income, and people survival. So I think there's a need to exercise a level of flexibility that makes him appear look, he's serious, but he also cares about the existing livelihood of these people. But if these things are not enforced, if the cyclists represent a greater threat than just engaging them, then he has to move to a more rigorous enforcement. And at that point, he would have won the public support. He would have won the public solidarity and say, look, you've given them chance. We've all tried to find a solution that can be a win-win solution. And if they cannot abide by the win-win solution, then there's a need for more vigorous and more rigorous enforcement that saves lives. Basically, the goal is to save life and also not disrupt the income of people who are living in poverty. So I think it's a combination. It's a win-win. So this is a situation we need a win-win, but we cannot continue to allow these things to represent this chaotic environment where people are speeding and at a breakneck speed with kids, with babies, with toddlers, and all of us. So we cannot defer this problem to another person. This is our chance to solve this problem. This is our moment, and I think the police, I like the level of inclusive engagement around finding a solution that is co-created by all the different players. So it's not any solution that was imposed. It was co-created by all the different actors to make sure it represents all sides. And this is a win-win, and we appreciate that very much.
Okay, thank you for your input, Mr. Kyatamba. We have Senator Abraham Darius Dillon. So you can kickstart the conversation. Whether Senator Dillon would like to kickstart the conversation by chiming in on this motorcyclist, agreement that has been reached by the LNP and the heads of the Motorcyclist Federation. Senator Dillon, you're welcome. One-on-one with the CEO. It's a pleasure having you here again. The Dillon air conditioner is definitely blowing.
Yeah, man. I don't feel no.
But you have to bring the red one.
The air conditioner, I'm not feeling it. Maybe the red one in me.
Yeah.
Good evening, boss.
How you doing, Chief?
Chief, you remember, man. My honorable distinguished senator.
Every morning, I go upstairs to greet our people, and it is a routine. So I go sit with the crew there, we talk. We let you. And Katama is passing, and he just jump off. He just jump in the crowd. I disagree with Senator Dillon. The people get stand joke when they love their leader. They jump on.
So what does that do with me for? I was just sitting down listening because sometimes I go there
I say, okay, let me hear what's on your minds. And then, I know how to interact with them. And sometimes they inform our, interaction at the Senate. At Kerry Street, at these intellectual centers, you hear a lot of things that you don't ordinarily hear. So we got our ears in the ground. So the man here passing, he just jumped in and said, I disagree with the senator. But they say no, he said that he disagree with him.
The future statement is disagree.
I said, what do I say? I disagree. What do I say?
The person said, look at the opposition. I said, no, my man, you're lean. Katama is a good fellow.
No, but also, before you go on a serious note, there and I was talking about Kuhn the other day, but there are few people in the Senate, I know that very carefully, they don't lose their identity, their grassroots identity. It's very important. Dillon I won, not because he's here. Dillon remind me of Tiawan Gongo to be chief of staff of Amos Soil. Tiawan Gongo will be to Natasha. I'm not joking with you. My man, you condemn Amos Soil, Tiawan Gongo, the on there, they can make an exception. Do it after you condemn the government. But because he built so much, the fact they didn't see no as a government official. Over time, the people don't see it that way. And Dillon has that. Go to Parliament, I see the Parliament, not only that, different places. It's that feeling of connecting. And look, and one of the strengths, most politicians, watch this. When you see them in the crowd, watch the crowd. When they try to pretend they fade the crowd and they naturally fade the crowd, you will know it.
Yeah.
And the moment you're struggling to fade the crowd, the way they get smart, you know the may not be done. You just trying to. So it is very important that we keep connected to the grassroots. We keep connected to the base. We keep connected to the reality of our people on the streets, in the corners, in the rural communities. I just want to say that. So go ahead.
No, but yes, I think Katama. And from the day I became senator, I started preparing to be former senator. From the day I became senator, and glory to God for his grace, thanks to our people for their confidence. From the day I became senator, my first term, my second election, I have always tried to conduct myself. Something in me tells me that I would be former senator. I was on Kerry Street and at the intellectual center almost every day. And because I'm senator now, I cannot divorce myself from that. And then after I become senator, before I start going there.
Y'all we got a man close to man.
Listen, Senator, that Mother's Day program, so I have to just do this till I get home. Right now, I'm in the parking lot. I'm still pushing the family to leave. So,
I know the boy. I did that one day. You don't want me kind of so you dress
But Ketaba, thank you very much. I think this will be a very, very interesting show. Senator Dillon, welcome. Folks are saying, why now? Why now? A lot of expectation out there for this program. This is our second week. Last week, I had Ketema. On this program, Ketema is a co-host. Ketema going to run with this program. We're going to take 2 more days during the week and try to help the Liberian people understand the issue when you talk about Liberia politics. Dillon, you are always welcome. Again, I want to say before you leave, please leave another air condition. The one you left the last time is working well. Thank you for coming.
Now, all you get over.
I'm here, Ketema. Let's fire.
Do your intro, dog.
Now, all you get over.
Do your intro. We just warm me up, CEO.
Yes, let's say happy Mother's Day to our mothers across the world. And welcome Stanton as he's along the way. I'm sure he will reach home and get seated and properly get adjusted for us to flow. But as I was saying, Katama, and to our fellow listeners, look, from the day I became senator, I started preparing to be former senator. And the mentality with which I went in the Senate, every day I go home as senator, I know I went home as senator. Every day I'm going to work. Something in me tell me that something I will do that I may be suspended or expelled. So I'm not sure what I'm going home as senator, going to work. After the day's work, going home, you give God the glory. But the short of the long is that don't forget where you came from. If you were eating dry rice and no oil, only because that way you had, if your condition changed and you can eat dry rice, eat it. But remember that you used to eat dry rice, and remember the place that you used to eat it. It's just that simple. For you, when God changes your decision, your diet too will change. Look, that's the reality. It is pretense when God changes your condition, then you want Allah, you stay in that same condition. It is pretense. That one is pure
So
pretense.
can I interrupt you, Senator? Can I
Please
interrupt you
do.
because I know we are starting this show. We will ask our question under 30 seconds and expect your answer to be within a minute, if not a minute 30 seconds, because we
Yeah.
have to continue with fire. I'm sorry, it's not your normal spoon talk. We want to make this so firing for the people, home and abroad, to take something. Senator Dillon, I like what you are just saying, right? But again, one may ask, are you disconnected from the common man? The last time, few months back, here and there, because people, maybe those are your opposition, they just saying that they don't build fence. The anticipation that you will be running, you are running for that seat again, 2029. And people brought about when they saw your how you call it, your flyer, they said, but they don't have built fence around his house. We are not seeing the real Dillon. We are outside of Dillon fence. I want to give you the chance because I have only 30 seconds. Is that the disconnect? How can you balance both sides, sir?
I made that fence about 2 years ago, and still 2 years, since 2 years now, I have won the best senator award in the country. Both the media, traditional media, print media, and social media. That should answer your question.
So I would like to follow up on the question. The question is important because one time you did not have a fence. One time you promised you're not going to have a fence around your
No, I
house.
did not promise that I would not. I challenge anybody if they can show proof. Tonight I will resign and never go back to.
What did you say about that?
I said I did not need a fence.
Okay, so I did not need a fence. Basically, you are saying I'm not going to have a fence.
No,
because I don't need
no,
it.
there are two different things.
So you don't need a fence, but then why you put a fence if you don't need a fence?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. When I became senator, the whole government declared me national security threat. My brother, my youngest brother, could not even get appointed or promoted as justice at transport ministry when he was promoted by Samuel Wulu, Minister of Transport.
But before you got elected, you're still a security threat.
No, when I became elected, it was when I was pronounced national security threat by the national security apparatus in the chambers of the Senate. You don't know what I go through. I had to pull my light bulb in how you call it, iron bar. I had to secure it. You don't know what I go through. I said I did not need fence because my community people, the people I live with in my community were security, they still are. When I was building that fence, the people in the community were they were cooking for the workers that were building the fence. You don't go in my community and hear people complain that they don't build fence around us. It's only the politics of the day that talk about that fence. My car is tinted. My car was tinted. My private personal car was tinted before I became senator. It is still tinted today. But the person in that tinted car glass makes the difference. So, again, I've heard this propaganda. I chose not to respond to it. Standard, if you're listening.
Yeah, I'm here.
Tonight in this Spoon TV studio, if anybody bring me any audio or written script where I said I will never build fence. When a motorcyclist came to me between 2019 and 2020 for my second election, they said, Senator, was surprised that your yard open. I said I did not need fence because I'm happy with my community. In 2020,
I think you should look in the camera because you're looking at me.
Yeah, in 2020, the whole community voted for me. Thomas Father got 0 votes in at Great Baptist in the entire precinct. Either a pool washers voted invalid or They voted for me.
Okay,
So, but what I'm saying,
yeah, we got your
I
point.
live with my community.
We got your
That
point.
fence
So let me
is
ask my
not
second
an
question
issue.
quick.
No,
I
no,
believe.
let's hammer on
but
this.
there's
Let's
a heat.
hammer on this very fence issue. Because I hear you stand on ho. The man
No, I agree, but that's why I brought a question, Senator. So let's move on. We understood your. Listen, it will come back. It will come back to it. But let me ask. Yeah, sure.
When necessary.
No. Let me ask my second question. Katama. Senator, let's talk about the symbolic fence here. The symbolic fence.
Oh,
That's symbolic. No. I'm done with the letter fence. You answer it. But I want to get to the symbolic fence. When you heard the man, the former president, may his soul rest in peace, Ronald Reagan, he talked about trying to tear down those walls. Tear it down.
Right.
It was symbolic.
Right.
Let me ask you right now.
Right.
Symbolically, Dillon.
Yeah.
Are you tearing down? Have you put up a fence from the reality, that light? Number one, I will push you right now on those appointments. This is not spoon talk. Number one, I will push you on those appointments. We got an audio, and I hope Dama can play that audio when he get it ready on OKFM most recently. You are beating on those nominations, those appointments, align them with the political party. Once you are appointed, you are nominated, you are saying you are not there to hold party position and run party affairs. I want you to explain what you are explaining on OKFM, then we will come in with more questions, sir.
No, when I explain what I said on OKFM until you tell me what the issue is.
You nominated them. I mean, you took them through confirmation hearing.
Correct,
you are.
Correct,
Sorry for the distraction. As I say, I'm still on the church premises. You took them for confirmation hearing. You asked them the very question: will you resign? They promise you that they will resign. They promise you upon being confirmed, before I go to work, I will resign. Some folks promise you I will declare my asset Dillon. You had a power not to confirm them. Tell they resign. Am I correct?
No.
Help me, Dillon. Help me, audio, please.
So what I'm doing now, sending you the portion of the code of conduct that you are relying on to make all I know therefore yesterday and that I'm here now. That teaching movement.
Please send me a copy. I have an updated version. I know which one is.
Yeah, let me send it to you as well, Captain. Right now, send it. I'll send it to you already, and I deliberately want you to put it up so we can read it.
I can. I'm on my phone. Send it to Dama. He would do that, Dillon.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I will do that. I will do that right now as we speak. I want us to speak from the law, and not just because I want to talk about. Remember where I can find your number?
Let me see a message on WhatsApp.
Send me a message.
But you're dragging it in. Get it in the Dama. He will put it up.
My friend, wait, I gotta get Dama number here first.
I just sent a message.
Okay.
But we can still continue. Look, here's what I'll do. Let's do a question.
I want put it on the screen.
Yeah, we'll come down. We'll come back to it.
Dama, I'll send it to you. I'll send it. I'll send it to you, Captain.
Dillon,
yeah.
What we'll do a little pause. We'll come back. Just ask you a quick question. Yeah.
No, I want to answer this question. That one of the reasons Mr. Stanton brought me here, that Dillon like going, Dillon not seeing Dillon and all that thing. I can enjoy him, you know.
Senator, listen, we will make it.
Is Dillon a sim Dillon?
Of course.
Are you asking me? Are you asking me or are you asking Dillon?
I'm going to ask you, is Dillon a sim Dillon?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking Stanton. Stanton, is Dillon a sim Dillon?
You don't expect me that I'm questioning Dillon right now to condemn him or to praise him. I won't do that. I will wait after the show. I want to ask Dillon my question. I don't want to put him in bad position.
Let's come back. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to Dama. I'll send it to Katama. I want you to put it up. Here's the law. The law says, Part 5 of the Code of Conduct, declaration and registration of personal interest, assets, and performance financial bond. Section 10.1, the title Declaration of Assets and Performance Bond. Every public official and employee of government involved in making decisions affecting contracting, tendering, or procurement, and issuance of licenses of various types shall sign performance or financial bonds and shall in addition
declare his or her income, assets, and liability prior to taking office and thereafter. Key thing here, those of you who want to school, every public official and employee who is the emphasis involved in making decisions with procurement of contract or selling of government assets. A nominee is not a public official. When somebody sits for confirmation hearing, there's a likelihood that the person can get denied. You don't demand where the law does not expressly express it, that you will demand that a nominee must resign from a certain position or holding before his or her confirmation hearing. The only place it is allowed or demanded or mandated by law is under the LSCC Act, where it expressly says, if you are a member of a political party and you are nominated to the LSCC, you must first resign publicly your partisanship with that party, and you must declare your asset before confirmation hearing. There is no other place where it is demanded or mandated. That is why at confirmation hearing,
Dillon, is that a good practice?
it is a very good
someone
practice
to be in a different position and be there.
Yes.
Is that a good practice?
Yes, it is. And show me, and again, tonight I came for us to do this one-on-one. It should be tough, hard talk, and not relaxation. Show me anywhere, including America, where we always run. Just show me anywhere in the world where a nominee is expected to resign from either a party position or something else as a nominee.
Forget about a party position, in the government position.
For that, but that's the point I'm making.
Right.
And that's the point you guys did not get. The point is,
there's two different party position and government position, two different things.
So when you're a nominee, you are not a public official.
It depends.
No, it doesn't depend.
No, if you're in a public position, you're still a public official.
Wait, Ketema, beg you, Ketema.
No.
We will not.
Let's be clear. Take for example, I've been appointed in a previous position.
Yeah.
And I've been nominated to a new position.
Yeah.
That does not nullify my being a public official.
But that's not what we're talking here.
No, you get a broad example.
No, that's not what we're talking here.
Example.
Katama, I came to never have the discussion.
Okay.
But let me.
This is public official is defined by the code of conduct to mean somebody holding position.
Dillon, Senator.
Yeah.
Senator, I beg you, Senator.
No one can plug down technicality.
Exactly. No, Senator, let's do this one at a time. I beg you.
Tie yourself in knots.
You are tying yourself because you thought that this Dillon is not the Dillon of the George Weah regime. I'm saying
that's what I said.
Well, I mean, it's becoming.
Yeah, it's general. But I beg you, Senator. Let me come here. I beg you, Senator. No. But you have answered it. I believe in Ketema. I believe in Ketema when he said that. Oh, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you. A nominee is a nominee. A nominee is not a public official. That is why at every confirmation hearing, I ask the nominees who were placed on section 5.8 of the Code of Conduct. The Code of Conduct in section 5.8 says public officials should not participate or be in political party management. Political party management means you hold official position in a political party. Chairman, secretary, chaplain, treasurer, co-chair, and any position, official title in a political party, you are managing that political party. At every confirmation hearing, including with Nito lying, I ask him, you are a lawyer. The Code of Conduct says you can't be having political party position and being government. Do you commit honor oath at the hearing that you will resign? Should we confirm it? He said yes. He said the honor oath. I asked Ko Bangalore. He's a lawyer, the Minister of Youth and Sports. I asked Colina Kra. She's a lawyer, the Deputy Minister at the Ministry of State. I put them on record that we confirm them, and they have not resigned, and including the chairman of the Unity Party, the Secretary General of the Unity Party, and we come down to our own Liberty Party. Anybody who have been appointed in government holding party position must resign. Because we would not be holding one side of the court as holy power and be running after a previous government official for violating another section of the court. That's contradiction, and that does not fly with
Dillon,
me.
can I ask you? Can I ask you? Dillon, I think you passed 2 minutes. You passed 2 minutes of answering time. You have passed 2 minutes of the answering time. Let me just take you by a few seconds. Dillon, were there anyone under George Manneh Weah government that came to power that he appointed, former President Weah, that you, because of the same reason, rejected?
George Weah government was a gangster.
No. Because of the same reason. Because of the same reason, you rejected them?
George, I don't remember any. Now, I'm not saying this to evade. Jefferson Koji became Secretary General of CDC under George Weah government. He did not come for confirmation hearing when I was senator. Janga Kowo was already secretary of some vice chairman.
I'm not talking about those. I'm not talking about those that never came. No. I got limited time. Yeah, I want when we restricting our summer.
Yeah.
No. I'm not talking about my position. I'm talking about my question time is limited. Ketema must have his 30 seconds. I must have my 30 seconds. I want you to answer straightly if you can. If you can't remember, we'll leave it like that on the book. Were there anyone under former President George Manneh Weah? Were there anyone that he nominated, he appointed into power? You rejected.
I thought I'm a one.
Am I breaking?
You're breaking.
Yeah.
Are you driving?
Am I good now?
Yeah.
So I'm asking you the same question. Were there anyone that you remember you rejected that were nominated by President Weah based on the same argument?
We rejected some nominees for different reasons.
Well, based on this argument, that's a question.
On this argument, I don't remember,
Yes,
and I'm not. And if he brings it to my attention,
but it's possible you did it.
It's possible, but for different. No, listen.
On this series,
no, I don't remember George Weah nominating anybody who was holding party position. I was not senator when she was nominated.
Okay, so
I met her as minister. She was already confirmed.
So you don't have anybody you remember?
I don't remember. So I'm not going to be definitive.
But it's possible that you might have done it. You can't remember.
I don't remember. So if you remind me, then I can recollect the situation. But what her name? Koji was already said.
We're not talking about Koji.
No. I won't be.
You got obsession with Koji a little bit.
No, that's not the issue.
Okay.
When you ask me, let me answer.
All right.
Wilhelmina Pisota was minister before I became senator.
Okay, we'll remove that already.
All the people that I remember who got something with the code of conduct and political party management were already seated in a position when I became senator. In fact, I don't remember, besides Charles Gibson becoming minister of justice under George Weah government, I don't remember any other nominee that the Senate rejected until I became senator. We rejected Charles Gibson from going to LEC. We rejected on Wabodiki. We rejected Zolizo. We rejected Toga Nimle. We rejected there's a lady who was supposed to go to Maritime, and I led those efforts.
So stand on that, put us in the context.
So you show me and tell me which of George Weah's nominees?
I move. Ketema, I move. Go ahead. Answer two questions, Ketema.
No, here's what I'll say. Look, Dillon, this is our country. We're reeling from a difficult conflict. George Weah, there was a massive revolt against the outgoing President Weah.
Yeah.
And Bwaka came to power.
Yeah.
You're one of the pioneers, the architects.
Yeah.
Of the new political dispensation called the Rescue Mission.
I'm humbled indeed.
And you play a role significantly. You also on record for saying, if it's go wrong, I will tell the truth about this.
Sure.
And so tell us some of the truth that things are not right about this mission. Tell us some of the things that are not right, because no government is perfect. Government are susceptible to flaws, are vulnerable to mistakes. They are missteps, self-inflicted wounds. We want you to speak to the country and be honest. The Dillon we know will admit. Take, for example, asset recovery. What is your thought on the asset recovery? Let's start with asset recovery. So, what is your opinion on asset recovery?
So we're done with.
We will come by. We do rotation. Rotation. Relax yourself.
Oh, thank you.
You're gonna have a beautiful show.
I'm more relaxed than you. I can tell you that for a fact. After recovery, the intent was good. The start was false. And so we have what we have. We need to revisit it. Simple.
So what was flawed? Name some of the flaws.
The personnel, some of the personnel on that team, and the way they proceeded, it was clear that there was problem.
Like Councillor Martin?
I wouldn't take Edwin Martin for head.
I'm not saying, but he's the head.
So
Are you going to bring the head? You're going to bring the head or the tail?
I'm speaking to what I believe are some of the flaws.
Okay.
I wouldn't take Edwin Martin as head of asset recovery.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
A President Darius Dillon wouldn't.
Okay.
But President Joseph Newman Boyga's wisdom is not.
I'm sorry. Why? Why a President Darius Dillon would not take Edwin Martin? Why? Former LDCC boss. Why?
Simply because Edwin Martin will go in with a vengeance and vendetta. I wouldn't take Edwin Martin for change. And Edwin Martin knows that I'm not saying this in public to beat him down. I, along with Senator Jonathan Borja Sebwe, Senator Nyomli Kanga Lawrence, I'm talking about the 54th Liberian Senate, and few of us, we stood up for Edwin Martin when President Weah decided to replace him from LACC in violation of the tenure law. We stood up that we're never going to confirm the people to those positions because if the president violating tenure law and you confirming people in those positions, you are enabling the violation. You are aiding and abetting the disrespect for good governance and the respect for the rule of law.
Okay, so I just wait for a second. I just want to make a quick announcement. This show is unlike any show. This is a rapid response, rapid question show. This is not a formal sit down.
Come in anytime.
So we want you to just short and abbreviate your responses because we got a lot more on our plate.
I know.
We got other drop in guests. So those who are, we just want to tell the listening audience in Radio Land and online that this is a rapid show. So sometimes we'll be disrupted. We'll be kind of interfering with the response.
But our one-on-one is about.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
And Dillon's prepared for
But I'm
this.
also
This may be important for 50 years. He was not important. So nobody I'm gonna come to a defense.
But I'm also very much considerate that I'm speaking to my people.
Yes, okay, got it.
And most times we don't come on the radio every day. They listen to you on the radio every day. And sometimes your opinion matter. Then they ask us questions.
No, but Dillon, I got a question for you before we go further.
Then they ask us questions.
You had a chance to advise President Boakai. I mean,
Ketema, sorry to cut you off. Dillon didn't finish with the Club Martin. That's a serious issue, Ketema. I beg you. Let's go back to it. Dillon said that he wouldn't have appointed Club Martin as a recovery. A lot of people concerned because of the mess of asset recovery. Let's give you a chance, Dillon, to proceed. Please.
Just make it shorter for us.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. So I wouldn't appoint Club Martin, not because he doesn't meet the professional qualification, so to speak. But there are other credentials you look for. The suitability. You know, sometimes confirmation hearing will look more for suitability. When people looking too much for paper qualification, this and that, with the potential employer, by confirmation here, with the job interviewers. So we look for different credentials in people. And one of the key credentials is suitability for the job. In my view, Edwin Martin, especially at this time, and with the term of reference, the time he's supposed to go, the space that he has, the scope to recover asset from who, from which regime, a regime he has issue with. In my view, he was not suitable for that.
Okay.
Right. I wouldn't have appointed Edwin Martin and probably few of the people on that team.
Okay. So before we go,
I beg you. Hey, Ketema, please, I beg you, my man. The man gave us opening. He gave us opening. You said few of the other people, I named them. Are you okay that Emmanuel Gongo resign?
So I'm not going to be naming.
No, I'm just saying. You think he took the right position to resign?
Resignation is a personal decision. And Emmanuel Gongo, a young man who I love, I respect. He highly respects me a lot. And I'm not asking for sentiment here. Resignation is a personal decision.
Thank you. Possibility that Ellis Coffey and how you call our friend Martin Cordy have written a letter threatening to resign. We have copy of those letters. We read it on Spoon Talk. Do you think at this time the president, what would be your advice to President Joseph Yima Barker first on asset recovery right now as it stands?
So I have access to President Barker. So I don't come in the public to make a show of it. If I have, so since I'm in the public and I am a lawmaker, that you will some independence for check and balance. If I were advise the president will reconstitute, and that would be my private advice to the president, reconstitute the asset recovery team as though it's yesterday already.
Thank you, Ketamba. I mean, he answered that close up on that asset recovery. Go ahead, Ketamba.
So look, obviously what we know now and what has been some of the internal exchanges tell us that as the asset recovery is in a very deplorable state, and it is a critical piece of the pillar, the anti-corruption campaign of President Barker.
Yeah.
How do you at this moment rescue or in a very short response, because we have other questions, solve that problem? How do we solve this problem? It is an important problem. People responded very excited about the news of asset recovery, what are the implications of it. Millions of dollars were siphoned off from Liberia. People concentrated wealth that should have gone to hospitals and address some of the critical needs of different sectors of our country to improve people's life. What would you recommend? Because we don't have much time. We could just go into the 100 days. Beyond the 100 days, we're going to have a very serious problem. What is your quick response? It is an intervention because things are really spiraling out of control. What would you
quick response on what?
On rescuing the asset recovery, or what's the alternative to the asset recovery?
Reconstituted immediately, like yesterday. It's just as simple.
Reconstitute entire recovery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Reconstituted. There are some people who you want to keep there.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people who you just simply want to remove.
Okay.
They have been there. We cast some shadows.
Okay.
Yeah. Just reconstituted, and I will humbly meet with the president when he returns, and I will make this case.
Okay.
Yeah, I am a brainchild of the rescue mission. One of the mistakes people make is to want to prove too tough almost immediately. Not when you create something, there will be some shortcomings in the beginning. Mm-hmm. There will be some tough time. There will be some difficult pick-up period. Some people quick to shy away from their own making. I'm not going to shy away from this rescue mission. I believe in Joseph Nyima Barker, and I didn't come to praise him. I'm a senator. The same day Joseph Nyima Barker will be leaving office in 2029, that is same day I got to be leaving office. Okay. I'm not looking for his appointment.
Okay, so
I'm coming. I'm not looking for his particular favor. The thing I want with Joseph Nyima Barker is for us to show proof that we supported Nyima Barker for a cause, for national good. And here is it, that legacy cause for common good. So I'm not going to be looking for sentiment with Joseph Nyima Barker.
Okay.
I'm straight up with him, with respect and courtesy, but straight up with him. So I don't come to the radio to kind of appeal to sentiment and look for special favors. I didn't do it with President Weah. I will not do it with President Barker. When we're screwing up, I will say, but I will not be one of the first to be jumping boat and act like, oh, hey, you see the thing will fall flat. Like, why? Yeah, and I know there will be some early mistakes. We almost correct the mistakes together.
Okay, so let's look at this quickly. You have identified yourself as a major architect of this new rescue movement. Look, we know that there have been some missteps. There have been some things that have not gone well.
Yeah.
Can you list 3 things that you're concerned about that did not go well in the first 100 days? Some of the things that people are not feeling Joseph Barker on the ground. The professional class are getting employed. They're getting their issues addressed. The poor class are remain basically in anxiety. They cannot determine what is the trickle-down impact of any of the Barker policy. And we see $22 million for roads. Same companies that were giving contract during Georgia are the same company that are giving contract during Barker administration. So we see a recycling of the same players. Basically, money are changing hands the same way. $22 million, a huge amount of money. This could, I mean, so tell me, what 3 things that you find troubling or concerning, or you think require intervention? 3 things from George or from Barker administration that you think you're concerned about.
When it is reported that the president is not happy that people altering his nominations, and he doesn't take action, it's concerning.
Okay. You mean names were coming up?
Yeah.
And the president did not know about those names.
And not only that he did not know, the executive manager will have to go back to either correct itself and say this new appointment supersede, this previous new nomination supersede. That's that doesn't show experience. Especially so when actions are not taken. Look, I sent one of my staff home, and my staff is a qualified person and a friend. I sent him because he wore a rocker jeans to Capitol Building on Tuesday when we saw the whole session. And he's a very relevant member of my staff. Just because of dress code, I sent him and suspended him for 1 week. I took my key from my drawer and suspended him where I paid for 1 month because I don't take quote unquote telling. I feel very uncomfortable doing it. I can feel lawless when it happens. I sent him to get my food, and the next thing I received a call from somebody said, Dillon, why are you rushing? I see your car taking tailing. So I knew my driver had done it. By the time he came, I took my key for him. I suspended him. We're happy. He doesn't do it again. From the time I suspended my friend, who is was a professional staff in my office, he dressed to resemble my office and the portfolio that he was assigned to. Once you don't name certain things from the beginning,
you think Barker is willing to fire people and take strong action? You believe that?
I believe so.
Do you have an example of Barker ever doing that?
I believe so. And I meet the president, and I will not be too windy or long with my response to this, but spare me. I've said before, when you have key to a door, don't knock the door. Use the key. It is immature, and if I would say stupid, to know that you have key and you're knocking the door. To do what? To cause noise? Or for nothing noise? Use the key. When they change the Selena on you and don't tell you and don't give you new key immediately when you knock the door. I have the key. The Selena's still working. So when people expect me to be knocking the door and all nonsense.
Okay, let's go ahead. What was the second?
I'm trying to lay something. I'm not only talking to you, Katama. I'm talking to my people out there too.
Okay.
So, President Barker has said something to me one-on-one. I will not go deep in it. The Omer will act.
Okay.
I have seen him act even during the campaign.
Example.
I have seen him act.
Example.
Where he even canceled 1 or 2 things because they were not supposed to be.
No, man, that's a vague statement.
It's very vague.
1 or 2 things because they're not supposed to.
It's very vague.
As a political vague.
It's very vague.
Dillon, can I jump in? Can I jump in?
It's very vague. You know, the thing is,
you sound like a real typical politician. You cancel 1 or 2.
Yeah, but listen. Katama, let Dillon. Dillon, go ahead.
Cool, relax.
Yeah.
We gotta check them out. They may having a smooth convention.
I know President Barker. I know Joseph Neiman Barker. He's very firm. He's flexible, but firm. President Barker has assured me that when he's ready to act, he will act. And he will act. Let me say this. But
Dillon, they will call for me to interrupt you. I beg you. Let's hold you right there. You will continue begging you, but Dillon. You know what? I don't want to do this in lazy. And let me say this, Mr. Senator. President Barker will act.
Yes.
I know President Barker.
Yes.
I've been there with President Barker.
Yes.
I drank and ate with President Barker. I know this president. Dillon, are you concerned about the surrounding around the president? The President Barker that you... No, let me finish my question. Let me finish my question.
Okay, you're on 3 things here, not ended yet.
No, I know. I understand. But I want on this one. This one is very important.
How are you getting the answer? You have 2 answers.
No. This one is very important. The Liberian people got to go away with something. The law. Yeah. You knew President Barker during the campaign. He was a Kennedy Barker.
Yes.
Now he's President Barker.
Yes.
The issue that you raised,
Yeah.
you and Amara Kone,
Uh-huh.
to say that Sylvester Grisby need to go
Mhm.
because your belief illegally, he took money from the poor people account, which is NASCAR.
Mhm.
Up to today,
Mhm.
the executive mansion under President Barker have not addressed that issue. Have they?
Right. Right.
The issue about LDC that the people cry about, they went up and down, and up to today, they still living in abject heat. President Barker and the executive mansion have not put out a statement, a comprehensive position statement. They don't let us to go down the road.
No, please let
But
go
you
there.
are telling us, yeah, but I will hold on this too. But you are telling us that President Barker, we know President Barker goodness for the country. We know President Barker take Labira, love Labira, and build Labira.
We
So,
all
yeah,
over the place.
right?
We know somebody one thing for the public to understand.
Yeah, but they don't, we don't want you to drag us. No. I gave you an example. Don't drag us. Just Katama has a very, very good question. Three things named. I gave you an example, Dillon.
Okay.
You got to understand that, my man. Don't let go ahead. Talk to us.
No, but still, watch this.
Exactly.
Dillon is trying to play a smart game. You're trying to define our behavior as a way of defensive mechanism for our own game.
No,
we're not falling for that thing. You're all over the place. Dillon, you say you all over the place.
No,
because we're trying to bring you home.
No,
you're going to go far away. You go
I say I know Bwaka. I won't tell you that Bwaka will act.
No,
but you're not patient.
No,
to listen.
But we don't want you to read a whole love novel.
No, it's not love. No.
Hold on 1 second. We'll put it.
Okay, what your question? Let's go.
Question, you said two things. You need one thing.
Ask a question.
How come you?
Let me answer a point.
Hold on.
Ask a question. But when you go all around, then you expect me to.
Dillon, you are good at dramatizing. Today, save us the drama. Let's go to the point. Dillon, we had three questions. The question was, give us three things that you're concerned about.
Yeah.
You listed one.
No,
which is the
I
appointment
listed
issue.
two.
Well, let's start with one.
I listed two.
Okay.
But you're not patient. No.
Listen, you listed one, then you added another one, and that's you came in. I'm trying to describe the trend, the journey.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you listed the issue of appointment that you're concerned about that.
Right.
You also did the rest one. That two was an example you listed. An example is not a reason. So name the three. Summarize the three for us, so we can move forward. Just summarize it.
Ask your question again.
Oh, so you forgot the question?
No, I didn't forget.
Okay, good
Ask
question.
The question again.
You see who catch you. You are disjointed tonight. You're not at your best tonight.
But if you want
to
Okay, my question back is
exactly.
In summary, there are some missteps and some issues that concern you about the running of the GMB government.
Correct.
So summarize them instead of listing them. Just summarize them for the three major things that you're concerned about.
No, but you want me to list three major things. What if I don't have three major things?
But you just said you can. You started.
No, I gave you one or two.
Okay, summarize it. Just summarize them.
Oh, summarize. Yeah. I say if the president nomination is not what he intended, and people who did it still there, that's a problem. That's a problem. Another issue. For instance, the asset recovery, I listed that.
Okay.
Which other one you want?
Now the question to you is that what you think about the roads?
The
$22 million. Some of the old companies are coming back. And basically, those, in fact, the Senate, there's a report that declares some of those companies non-performing companies. And those non-performing companies, the SSF, they are still included in the new bidding. Who got contract? About $2.5 million for some of those from those companies.
I signed that letter authored by my colleague Senator Nathaniel McGill and two other senators from the opposition. I signed it because they were concerning to me. When the Public Works Ministry dole out contracts in amount of $22 million without a budget. Without a national budget authorized by the legislature, it's concerning. I signed the letter. Just on the heel of that investigation, the legislature went on break by law. We are returning tomorrow. But when we're on break, not much we can do. Committees can only work in the back. So we are concerned. When President Boakai said no car will get stuck within 100 days on major roads across the country, he meant it. We want to support that. But I keep saying doing some things the wrong way, even with good intent, is also wrong. I said it. And I said it on Spoon Talk.
So you have SSF taking care of Vonjaman,
I know all
Foya
those companies.
Menacoma Road.
Yeah.
So you see the same people, basically. Stanley, you got any questions? I
So
want
the
to move on to
same
something.
people doing work,
Mhm.
to me, I must investigate where I sit as a national leader and not just be opinionated. The same people doing work, I must see whether they qualified for the work and whether they got it through the processes. The president pro tempore of the Liberian Senate, in receipt of the communication put on the floor, the Senate debated and sent it to a committee to investigate. I am part of that committee. We are investigating. We went on break by law. We are returning tomorrow to work by law. And Tuesday, unfortunately, is national holiday. So our first session will be on Thursday. These things are going to come up. You think we're going to sit down and allow CTN and Metex and the road contracts and everything to just fly because we're supposed to be rescue senators? The Liberian Senate, and I dare to say the legislature should not be that kind of conniving partner to the executive to just do anything. Then we should not be elected. We are elected for a cause. Even if we are part of the ruling establishment, our business is to check. Where were you when I voted against Joseph Boakai's $41 million expenditure request in the absence of the budget?
Okay, so Dillon, let me go quickly. You declare your assets.
I did.
Your previous declaration does not match your current declaration.
Come again?
Does the previous declaration match your current declaration?
Yes.
Okay. There's a statement by a political party that says that they're
Which
concerned.
political party?
There's a statement by the CDC.
No. CDC, COP is not a political party.
It's a political institution, rather.
No, it's not a political institution. Even former president, we have disowned them.
Okay.
So when you're talking on the microphone, talk to me about institutions that are credible. Not one bunch of gangster group of boys who just already play. CDC, COP is not a recognized institution. So talk to me, because I declared in 2019 my asset, my house was 40,000, and I declared it in keeping with law. After 3 years, it depreciated about $2,000. Is it a false declaration?
I'm asking you a question.
I'm answering you.
Okay.
So what's the
I
problem?
do believe that on that note, to be frank, they don't have a point. 2 years, you expect 3 years, you expect some changes in your asset, up or down. But let me come in. I think it's my turn to act, right?
Before you finish,
Yes, sir.
stand up, please.
Yes, sir.
Me.
Yes, sir.
Chief, you know, one of the things about this country that will go in a revolving, what I call vicious or cycle. Every time somebody who was bad was trying to be good, the country ain't like it. The country will make sure you either turn bad again, remain bad, or appear to be bad so everybody can be okay. They say misery loves company. I'm the first public official since 2014 under the Code of Conduct to declare my asset by law and nobody forced me and publish it. I'm the first legislator in the history of the Republic of Liberia. The law says when you're in a same office 3 years, you must update your asset. I declare my asset on the day I was inducted. I declare it and publish it. The law did not require that you should publish it. I went beyond publish it. You know, people were laughing at me. They said, Dillon broke, he get $3. The law said, whether you don't get anything, declare that you don't have anything. That's declaration. I declare what was left in my account when I became senator. You know,
Understood, Senator.
Senator, we already discussed.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when someone declare $1, $2, $3 million with no verification, some people can praise us for being rich. Why if I over declare because I want to steal? So that when I start stealing and I get out 1 million, they say, but the man, the time he declare he had 1 million. Why the country ain't let people who trying to be a little bit sincere, even if they are not? My asset I declared in 2019, I declared a $40,000 house.
Okay.
The value.
Okay, Dillon.
In 2020, in 2024, 3 years thereafter, I declare at 38. Let them go verify, evaluate.
Okay, Dillon. This
So
brings me
let me
to
come in. I beg you. I mean, you finish your two questions, and let me jump in.
To both Stanton and Dillon, because Stanton for some reason is having a bromance with you on the issue of asset declaration. But I'm asking you, you at the reformer guy, you have declared yourself as a man who is intention on and determined to do reform. People declaring the asset, there's no independent verification of asset declaration.
Exactly.
So how do we close that hole? So Dillon declared his assets.
Mhm.
No one independently verified Dillon asset.
Mhm.
He can switch the number
Mhm.
from 20 to 10 to 5 to 6, and then we accept it.
That is why.
And I come in.
Okay.
And that is why I disagree with both for you and Stanton that depreciation will determine the depreciation.
LSCC.
So
And that's the answer I want to get you.
okay, go ahead.
That is why I was part of the law
Mhm.
as a lawmaker
Mhm.
when I'm sitting as senator.
Mhm.
The new LSCC Act
Mhm.
on asset declaration, we authorize the LSCC to verify asset declaration.
Mhm.
And if they verify and you falsely, knowingly, deliberately, falsely declare, it means you have said something that is not true deliberately on an oath, which constitutes perjury.
So
Punishable by prosecution by
Dillon,
law.
so based on that, your asset remain unverified.
So until
Dillon, your asset is unverified.
Yeah,
until it is verified, you say
Right.
you say I want to declare or lie.
No, I can't say that. I'm just saying your
okay.
asset is unverified.
So
Exactly
let
the
me.
thing. That's what I declare. That's what my taxes I pay at LRA.
Okay.
For which reason I pay, and that's what I declare.
So why? So
So hold on, Ketema. Let me ask Ketema. Ketema, let me come in.
Stand up, go ahead. Stand up, go ahead.
Yeah. Let me jump in, Ketema, because I just want us to set this thing up beautifully for our audience. Dillon, sticking with the asset declaration. Do you think those that put a hand up and say, "Sir, I'm going to declare my asset immediately after the confirmation hearing. Give me 1 week, give me 2 weeks." Number one, do you think they lie on the oath? Number one. Number two, our president, Jose Yuma Bwaka, declared his asset, but it's not published.
It's disappointing.
Yeah, please speak on those two. Now, my first question, can you speak on those two
It's
first?
very disappointing that the president has not published his asset. The president and I campaign on the platform together across Montserrat County. And we committed to the people that whether there's law or not, we will not only declare our asset because I have laid the platform as a public official. I'm the first public official who declared my asset, especially under the weird government, and published it outside the law because I had nothing to hide. President Bwaka, as candidate Bwaka and the rescue mission, we campaigned that would be different. Whether the law say it or not, we will display honesty and sincerity. I'm disappointed, and it's almost, we're going to May, 5 months. The president has not published his asset. I'm disappointed. I am vehemently disappointed. You know, when you fail to do something as the leader, your subjects won't do it. They don't feel compelled. They hide on you, your failure to do so. The president is losing the moral standing, even if the law does not allow it. The president is losing the moral standing. The law says nominees are not under obligation to declare asset. But when they are appointed, there are processes to appointment, nomination, confirmation, appointment, and commissioning before taking office. Even we made it a little flexible when we said, when you are appointed under the code of conduct, you got 30 days after you have appointed, you enter that office. 30 days should not pass, you declare your asset. Plenty of people have gone into office.
So has the vice president declared his asset?
The vice president and the president declared their asset. They have not published it. It's disappointing.
Okay.
I declared my asset in 2019. The law said every 3 years in that same office, you should update your asset. I did it in 2004 and 2024, and I published it again. The argument whether my property depreciated or not, I've tried to fulfill that aspect of the law to declare it, and then went beyond and published it. Senator Nyomdi
Dillon, my last question. I think you answered.
Did, and I'm calling also on some of my colleagues, my other colleagues in the Senate. Declare your asset, publish it. Nothing to hide, publish it. so that we can have standing to hold other public officials that
Dillon, you answer.
that we
Dillon,
pass.
you answer the first part of my question. Thank you very much. Because we're moving rapidly. It's 1 hour 14 minutes into this program. We got but few other. I mean, I don't know how long Ketema have in studio with you, but we got to move on. Dillon, let's go back to those that came to you. Put the hand up, please. LCC says 75 out of 500. 75 out of 500, right? Under this administration. But let's go to those that say, listen, are you disappointed? Also in the administration, that nomination were made, appointments were made. Let's go back to the people that are holding party position. That up to now, don't you think they know that they should resign? What's stopping them? What's stopping the leadership? Well, can you help us understand whether it's from cities, whether it's from Unity Party, any of the members, the alliance members? Why are we going back to the George Weah era that we are in position, but we are still party holders in positions?
That is why I'm beginning to make the call, and I'm going to get louder. When you are a nomination, when you are a nominee, you are not on an obligation of the law to either declare your asset or to resign from your party position. When you become a public official, you are not supposed to be in political party management. Anybody who is in political party management after being appointed and have become a public official is in violation of the code. And that's why I'm not a fan of upholding one provision of the code against people who are not with us, but then violating another provision of the code with people that are with us. What are you from the Liberty Party, fragmented as it may be? What are you from UP or any institution? Once you are in government now and you hold party position in violation of section 5.8 of the Code of Conduct, you must resign. And when the president returns, I'm going to ask him to enforce the Code of Conduct. And even the ombudsman cannot enforce the Code of Conduct. He can only investigate violation and make recommendation to the president or to head of institutions. The chairman of UP should not be at MPA being a presidential appointee and still being chairman of UP. The Secretary General of UP cannot be managing director at LPRC and still be Secretary General of UP. Ko Bangalore cannot be Minister of Youth and Sports and still be Vice Chair for Legal Affairs or Inter-Party Affairs at the UP. Nito Lai cannot be head of maritime and still hold his position at legal affairs person at UP. Colina Craig cannot still be vice chair for inter-party affairs and be deputy minister at the Ministry of State. And we'll go on and on. You cannot be in political party management and be public official. It is a violation of the code, and we must uphold this code. We will not uphold one provision of the code and violate one provision of the code. Period.
So Dillon, first of all, I think this is very exciting.
But you into my second question though, because now, it will take me only 10 minutes to get one. I will ask the second question and go in the back. But I'm on the show, Senator Dillon. I mean, people are hearing your cry. The alliance, Dillon, Senator. We are here. You call the names. I beg you, allow me to squeeze this in.
Yeah, please.
Are you disappointed in the maneuver of the whole LTS saga? That the Supreme Court came down with the decision. The president came the next day with another 424. What was your position? How can you help Liberians understand the decision from the Supreme Court, the decision from the executive branch, and what has happened in changing that whole tenure thing? Can you help me understand, sir?
My position on tenure issue remains the same. Stanton and Katama. You know, we demonstrate our tolerance and embrace and respect for the rule of law just by simply respecting what the law says. It doesn't matter who is benefiting from the law. And one thing I learned from Councillor Good, T.C. Good, when I was under his tutelage, he said the law is about what is right or wrong. It's not about who is right or wrong. By the time we start By the time
Say that again.
the law should be and is about what
It's
is right or wrong,
No,
not about who.
Okay.
And the who aspect is the reason why the symbol of justice with the lady statue
It's blindfolded.
is blindfolded. Because by the time the law starts to see, the tendency for even for the law to be intimidated is likely. For you to take side, for you to see a brother and sister, for you to see a friend. And that is why the law is blind. The issue about tenure law, my position remains firm. We either do tenure law in keeping with law, or we respect what the tenure law says. We either do tenure or we don't do tenure. We cannot have tenure law on the book and disrespect it.
So you think the president disrespected the law?
It is my view that the president did not proceed
The right way.
the right way.
Okay.
Especially so.
You think is he proceeding right now the right way?
No, I still think otherwise.
So the president has not.
When you suspend, look, nobody should act in a place where the Senate must consent for people to occupy the position. If the president of Liberia, whether it's Joseph Boaga today or Kiatama tomorrow, sends an acting MD at MTA, MPA, the Freeport of Moria, that's not a position that the Senate is about to consent.
So basically, you are saying the president is.
No, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anytime the law expressly says something, that they think the law said that one should go back. When the law does not say A, it means the law withholds it from you benefiting from it. The law says in those positions within you, specific places, the Senate must consent. The president is in violation when he sends people to act there. Period. And those kind of institutions where there's problem, financial impropriety problems or whatever ethical issues, they got other public civil servants or high-ranking directors that can serve as ORC, pending the outcome of the issue that you want to resolve. When you remove one whole board and send people to act, so tomorrow the legislature is coming back to session. It is a violation of the law for the president to send anybody to act in places where the Senate must give consent before people take positions in those places.
Sure.
So the general tenure thing, we either remove tenure, we remove tenure and confine people to serve at the pleasure of the president, or we respect the tenure law.
Okay.
It's not both way around.
Okay, but come on, squeeze this in. Dillon, you just say it's a violation, so the president violated by sending people in without the Senate consent. Can you say that again?
The president of Liberia, whoever the president of Liberia is, but now in the case of Joseph Nima Boaga, as president of Liberia, is not proceeding accordingly. It's wrong for the president of Liberia to send people to act in a place where it requires Senate consent, especially where there's tenure issues. The Supreme Court has already spoken. The Supreme Court even has, when it said your nomination to that place, especially the way it happened, the nominations are hereby revoked. The Supreme Court has never ruled on that before.
Okay, Dillon. So you give your answer, we appreciate it. So Dillon, I'll ask you this, and this is very. Stanton, are you back? I just want to make sure.
No, I'm in the back. I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Okay,
I'm driving. I'm driving. I cannot. I'm driving. I cannot come on.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Based on what you say, it means that Stanton Witherspoon asked a question previously. Are you concerned about the president's cycle? The president made the first mistake. It means he was ill-advised. And the Supreme Court repudiated him, rebuked him, and then they ill-advised him again. So you think this president needs to change his cycle? Because this president is making repeated mistakes, layers of mistakes. One mistake is not being corrected. That mistake, there's a new layer of mistake added to that mistake. Over time, we have the president building a whole pyramid of mistakes. Are you concerned that this president has made mistake on these several issues? Is Joseph Boaga in charge? Or the wrong people in charge?
You know, Joseph Boaga is in charge.
Okay.
You don't hear my staff name. Understandably, I'm not president. But you don't hear my staff name. It's everything Senator Dillon, Senator Dillon. When anything goes wrong with our office, it's Senator Dillon. It is President Boaga who signs those nominations. It is President Boaga who signs those actions. I'm not looking for his running. When I was campaigning for President Bouaka, I told the people of Liberia that I was bringing somebody with experience.
So basically, these actions challenge everything we know about Joseph Boakai. These missteps, these self-inflicted wounds, these violations of codes, all of them, it is a verdict and an indictment on the vast experience we came to cherish about him and the judgment of this president.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
No, I don't agree.
Okay.
Entirely.
Okay.
It's concerning.
But you agree partially.
But I would say entirely.
But I don't know what is partial or casual.
But I would say not entirely. It
Okay.
means somewhere there I agree.
Okay, in the corner.
But you wanted the way you wanted your word, you know it will not be like that. And I'm not trying to.
Your boy
to
here.
no, I'm not trying to strike. I'm not trying to strike any balance to look for favor, either from you or from outside there. I want to be myself. Here's the thing, Katama. I campaigned for President Bouaka and talking out there. Now, is not a thing I love. I normally like to. I like we. We campaigned for President Kennedy Bouaka and took him out there that he was the most experienced, grounded with wisdom. Wisdom also can allow allowance to give people some rope. I almost said something that I should not have said on the microphone. I don't want to abuse and not I'm afraid. I don't want to immaturely, abuse my privilege that I have with the president. I had privilege with Madam Celine when she was president. I walked out of it because I was not certified or certain things. So, and I was not senator at that time. But here's the thing. The president said something to me. Even in my office, there have been blunders in my office. And I gave allowance for people to make up. So when they don't make up, then I take action. President Bouaka has assured us that the Bouaka we know and we campaign for is the Bouaka we have in the mansion. And in the beginning, with all of these competing or these interests and all of the kind of stuff, you would expect some of these early mistakes and slippages. But if it becomes glaring that it is deliberate and intended to perpetuate or to bring the administration down, I was in the studio about a month ago. I said, even the 100 days, I'm going to give another 50 days. After 150 days, I will have had a clear determination and focus as to what will go in, they say mistakes repeated. It's not mistake again, it's decision. If we keep repeating the mistake, then that's not mistake. Then that's decision. President Bouaka will act. If he doesn't act, we are around to check for him to act.
Well, this has been a wonderful. We're still on the show, and we'd like to let our audience know that we will be discussing the trip to the U.S. We'll be bringing one tour. We'll also be bringing Dominic Piak to discuss the trip to the U.S. We'll be discussing a whole host of issues about 100 days and some of the policy prescription of President Bouaka. But Dillon, I'll be honest with you. I think you shown the courage, unmatched courage tonight to speak the truth, to speak your heart. I mean, I'm quite impressed. You're not a perfect guy, but I've always said you represent a hope in the Senate, and I've always said that not because you stand in front of me, and I'm worried about what people think around the country. I've always said that openly and privately. Instead, and I had a long conversation today, and I told him, I said, to be honest with you, disagree with him, but he represents a reform agenda. He's flawed. He's not perfect, but he's a serious senator that I pay a lot of tribute to. I disagree.
You want me to jump in with my question?
Stand on. Hold on. We just want me. Dillon, be honest with me. If based on everything, what are good things about President Bouaka administration? One thing that you appreciate about him, amidst all these missteps, all the mistakes, all the bad decisions, all the ill advice from the bad advisors, all this.
President Bouaka's worst days in 100 days, far away and better than George Weah's 6 years. Any moment, any day. For me, the most success of 100 days is that George Weah is not president of Liberia. The whole
Then you got vendetta. I see what you say about Councilor Martin. He got vendetta.
No, I'm just being. I voted against President Bouakas for the $1 million expenditure request to the legislature. You know why? I voted on the record, not behind the door. I asked for the $1 million. Boyman Kamara, the Minister of Finance, in his budget sent by the president, they asked for $5 million to pay domestic debt already for the $1 million in February while they were preparing the national budget. I voted no on the record because I demanded the domestic debt list of $5 million. I'm on the record to have voted against 3 budgets under President Weah because they asked for $84 million 3 different times to pay domestic debt and no domestic debt list. And if I voted against President Weah's budget for that reason, I was not going to vote for President Bouakas' budget because I am now a rescue senator. I voted on the record. In fact, I think I was the only senator and people thought I was voting for the camera. I was simply voting for the principle. If I'm giving you $5 million to pay domestic debt, it means you know what constitutes that $5 million and who you're going to pay. If I was voting against President Weah's budget for domestic debt, then I can't vote for President Bouakas' budget for domestic debt when I can say
okay, we'll hear you, Mr. Senator. Stanton, go ahead. Stanton.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to listen. I don't want to rush the senator because I still get about 11 minutes home. We just stop to get something. Senator, on a very serious note. Yeah, but you know, that happy Mother's Day, Madam got to stop every other places.
Text me.
But Senator, the issue remains, right? I know we talk a lot. 6 years from President George Manawea, and I like what you said. Any day is a better day on a Jose Yimam Bouakas.
Oh yes.
But you know why? Are you seeing the repeat of Jose Yimam, the repeat of George Manawea government here?
No.
With all the different missteps?
No.
Do you think it will come a time that this thing settle?
No. You know why there's no repeat of what happened under George Weah government being repeated under Bouakas government? Because under Weah government, everything was supposed to be okay. Nobody dared to tell the emperor that he was naked. Under Bouakas administration, not only that we can dare to do it or say it, but he listening. You see the difference? And he will act. I got every conviction in my being that Bouakas will start to act.
But he didn't act when the first Supreme Court decision. He still sent people to LTA.
No, it's technically. You always jump into my question, but man, with the limited time I get, then let me enjoy Dillon small back. You in the studio, you see the man, you can touch it, you can feel it. I can see the man.
I'm going to go off the hook now. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I can see the man.
The man want to escape. The man look for opening. The man look for a small opening. I want to get opening.
But Senator, here we are. Senator, here we are. Let me just brush it over real quick. Are you running again 2029? Have you made a decision?
2029 will play itself. Stanton.
Yeah, I told you.
Stanton. You know,
you go out politician. I got a question.
No, but listen. And sometimes some people like me to say it. When I told that foolish, unnecessary lie with my ticket, I almost resigned as senator. That one pastor spoke to me and said, the thing you did, God wanted to tell you that human being, because your own lie ain't get no reason. Your own money, your own ticket, where you go lie. But God wanted to humble you. He wanted you to know that you're a human being, that you must need him. But you know something? This country ain't used to setting people that get carried off.
So are you running 2029?
So 2029 is not my focus.
I can tell you to answer one question. Go, where channel you come back?
2029 is not my focus. But you know what made John Weah then not president today in 2023? Now we in 2024, because by the time they became president in 2018, they started looking at 2023 instead of doing the work that was in front of them. 2029 is not my focus.
Yeah, but there's nobody focused, but your seat will be vacant. You will be your seat. No, I beg you, Ketem, I keep on a question about Becky. We know that 2029 is not your focus, but my question remains the same. Your seat will be an empty seat because you will be completing a term. Are you running, or will you give it up?
By
Go ahead.
general principle of law, there will be 15 seats vacant in 2029, including my seat.
Correct.
Yeah.
So are you running?
Those who want it should worry.
Okay.
Should be
So
bothered about it.
those
Those who want it should be bothered about it. I am not thinking about 2029. I know what I will even reach there. So why can't we worry about 2029?
So Senator Dillon, let me go back. Let's talk about medtech. I was talking on this issue on David Chen before. No. I know you're trying to do what Ketama said you're trying to do. You give a long story because you're a politician. You're a seasoned politician now. You're not the old time 2020 politician no more. So let me say this to you very quick, Senator Dillon. The issue remains. You ran on CPP as a political party at the time. The collaboration, CPP, 4 political parties gave you victory. 4 political parties gave Senator Yomdi Kanga Lawrence victory, Borchas and the rest of them. Which party do you belong to now?
I am a member and official of Liberty Party. Until I decide, that's where I am.
Will you be running on a Liberty Party?
But to you, I'm not thinking about 2029. Are you thinking about it? I'm focused
No,
about. I got 6 more years, or 5.5 more years. Even if I'm not running in 2029, I want to exit with grace.
Will you be running on a Liberty Party ticket based on if you decide to run? Because the argument remains, Musa Bello to say he owns the party. He's the chairman. You are not part of the party.
I knew you were going to come. Give
I have to. It's very important.
I was expecting it. I've been ready for it. Let me tell you something, Stanton. I'm not looking at 2029. I'm not worried about 2029. And you have to respect that decision. And whether we like it or not, you take me from Liberty Party and you carry me anywhere, I'm carrying certain capital, political capital. The candidate must come with certain capital. You think that anybody that, okay, we're all united. We were all united in 2019 and especially 2020. We were united across the country on 15 seats. We only won 6. You think that that unity can make people win because they own ticket? The candidate, him or herself, must bring some value to that ticket, some capital to the ticket. You think that anybody could just win because we were united? You think that anybody could have just won Maserati because we were united? We were united in Sano, we did not win. We were united in Maryland. On CPP, we did not win. We were united in Bombing, we did not win. We were united in Buffalo, we did not win. We were united in Rosas, we did not win. And I can go on and on naming where we were united. Out of 15 counties, we won 6. The candidate must bring some value, some political capital. When people think that just unity made us win, you want to make some of us sound like we're ungrateful. We brought some capital to that ticket. The name brand, the advocacy, the years of payment of his political due in the country. We won the biggest election under a government that was popular. To win George Weah and CDC, it was not anything easy.
Okay. So
2029, people must worry about their 2029. I am more focused on what I'm going to do tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you very
much. Tomorrow being the 13th of May. 2024 when I go to work. That's what I'm more focused on.
Okay, so Dillon, I'll come back to you. You pride yourself on being a reformer. What is the reform initiative right now in the Senate? We talk about digitization, auditing of the Senate. What is changing in the Senate that you know of and that you have co-signed or that you've led or they have built a coalition around? What are some of those issues that you've been passionate about for 2-3 years I've known you? What are they changing in the Senate? What is changing?
You know who voting yes or no?
That's okay.
Since I was funded, unless somebody can show me the record and history,
okay,
to defeat this argument. Today, I went to the Senate, and I said you asking me about me. my reform that I champion.
Mm-hmm.
Since I became senator,
Mm-hmm.
Liberian Senate started to vote on the record because I insisted that's what we're doing. Or else, I'm not going to vote. And I'm going to expose on critical national issue when you're voting yea and nay. Then when it doesn't jive with the public, you say, no, I want not part of it. Or when you vote nay and jive with the public, then you say, we don't want it. No, put yourself on the record.
Okay.
The first thing we did, and this is not a lone man hero thing, because in the end, the body agreed. You understand? The body agreed. So I gave honor to the body, honor the leadership then of our chair as pro tem. But here's the thing: the first issue I raised, we will not do yea and nay on a budget. They say, okay, that's how we do it. I said, that's why I came to change. Then they said, okay, we'll make some reform by showing our hand. So I voted on an issue and raised my hand to agree on that issue. The next issue that I did not agree on, the photo that I agree on with my hand raised, that the photo that the media used to say the Senate vote on the other issue. So I said, oh, one photo could be used for different reasons. So we vote on the record. We vote on the record. Another reform that people don't understand that is huge. The Senate does not have secret session any longer.
It means secret session.
Executive secret session.
Okay.
When we go to session, the sergeant anchor the session to order. And then we say, okay, because of this other issue, a secret. No, the Senate does not do so any longer since 2022, January. I led that. I led that with a constructive, disruptive mentality. That once I'm senator, we'll go to secret session. Anything we thought that beyond closed door, I will come outside and talk it. Your only option is to expel me. I'm not afraid of expulsion. If it angers the majority so much, expel me. The Senate took a decision that a Dillon will be doing it here. There's no need to close the door. So we made it a plenary leadership decision, that there will be no more executive secret session in the Senate. We're doing on the leadership of Nyomdi Kanga Lawrence. We're doing the Senate website digitalization of the institution. We're modernizing that place, and the Wi-Fi in the place, and we want to expand it. We're going beyond that to look at departments to bring them up to speed. Do a standardization, not harmonization, standardization of that place in a way that you know that you enter the Liberian Senate.
Okay. So,
and when you reform yourself, you can reform also.
So I'm interested in some of the reforms that are big ticket item for Liberians on the street. One is a huge pay disparity. Senators are making huge amount of money, and basically poor people I don't have the extra. And you are part of a campaign to do a pay review and also look at some of the pay. How do we align them? Is so the cost is too much, and the Senate was accumulating a lot of wealth because of that. What has that changed? The second aspect is issue of audit. And I think they have not exposed themselves. The Senate asked for audit report, but the Senate itself has not subjected itself to audit to find out how the managing some of the processes. I know someone talking about process audits, but I'm talking about the real audit, and also just pay compensation review and compensation reform. And so, what is your position on those compensation reform? Some people say 5,000, 9,000, whatever the cost is. It's a huge disparity between the poor guy on the street and the senators making huge amount of money.
Bring any new senator here now. Ask them what would you reduce our salary. They will not give you a straight answer. I went in there with a determined mindset that we should make 5,000 or less. I put a bill on the floor. I challenged the entire legislature. Let's pass that law today. It's not talking, that's doing. Simple. Ask anybody in the public, open the line now. Everybody will tell you how much the lawmakers are to make. Even if you say 1,000, someone will tell you it's too much. I believe with my being that the money we're making is plenty. Some of my colleagues will justify and some are rightfully so. And yes, some people say Dillon arrogant, he mean, he get gay, that your salary they're coming for. So now the year say money in the budget for lawmaker, the whole country break down. What you want to do? $2,500 to run the office of a lawmaker monthly, equal to $30,000 a month. The country almost broke down. The lawmaker is practically, when you're I campaign for him, I'm sick, and he's not coming to me. That is salary. And I bought my child, he ain't come. That is salary. But that's not what the people elected us for. The people elected us to create the environment.
I think she's looking at the camera. If the person look at me,
Yeah.
Sorry, look at the camera.
Yeah, okay, I'm looking at you too much.
Yeah, look at
The
me.
people elected us. I mean, the people elected us for us to create the environment. Why not do it? Please can't correct the camera thing. Yeah, I hope we stay on it. Okay. Those in video land, nothing happened. I was trying to adjust the camera. Okay, thank you.
He tested you won't drink water. He choking.
No, you won't even do that. You asked me to adjust my camera. So the thing is, I want 5,000 or less.
Okay. And so what is the consensus on that? That's what you want. Is
There
there a growing consensus?
is no
Anderson?
growing consensus. You hear lawmakers, some people say increase our money.
Because the police are making nothing. And why the lawmakers are
The
making
police,
thousands of
the
dollars?
police is not making the same money that the Guinean, Ghanaian, British, American, Australian lawmakers making anywhere in the world. Ours may be higher in keeping with the small size of our envelope, but police and doctors and especially in the public sector, they're not making the same money. When we make it sound like only in Liberia, I am up for reduction in our monthly income. And then we redirect it to sectors that can impact the people. But I'm not in for that argument where, look, let's increase the people's salary.
Okay, so
I'm coming, Katama. $100 on 50,000 civil servant salary across the board. Let's just do flat $100 right now. 70,000, 50,000 to $100. You can do the math. Monthly times 12 months. The government may not have that money. Almost immediately, the government can take steps to reduce the size of government. And the only way the size of government can be reduced, unless we open the space for people to make their living outside of government. How do we do it? Is when we can sit down robustly and review the laws. When we sit down, for instance, I am going to call through the Senate the Minister of Labor to ask him who all get work permit in this country. Aliens that got work permits. And issuing work permits to the aliens that holding jobs that Liberians are available and qualified to do.
okay.
That job creation in the private sector, number one. Number two, when this concession agreement come to us, let's grill them and let's be people driven like I was with B Mountain and Asla Mita. You know what? Asla Mita has not got a third concession agreement because we in the Senate.
Okay. So Dillon, so we appreciate your expanding on the answers. I think it is a good thing. But look, Dillon, we all know that I just spoke to a partisan of UP who said, look, the Barkai is not doing it was not a big, huge, a massive bang that felt, yeah, this is the thing we wanted. He's not falling apart, but he's not doing too well. I'm nervous about how things are going. I'm not sure the next 100 days, the next 200 days, Barkai is creating a sense of nervousness in some quarters about how things are run. Like this is a test, this is an amateur hour. Most of the decisions are amateurish, and some of the actions are a little worrisome. Do you share that assessment?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I got faith in Joseph Nyima Boaka's administration.
And it fit in reality versus reality.
So let me answer.
Okay, sure.
I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to jump through the window or over the fence because the start is a little shaky. Mm-hmm. The last time I was on Spoon, and I was clear. And when you pick up with a plane, it does not settle until it reaches certain altitude. That point between picking up and settling in the sky is discomforting. It may not be relatable, but any new administration starting, especially you didn't win election alone, there were a lot of partnership and all that stuff, and everybody and agitating, and there's growing noise and early disenchantments. You will understand and anticipate or expect or appreciate some of these early missteps. This government will take shape. I believe so firmly. If it doesn't take shape from the mansion, the legislature, especially the Senate, will help it to take shape. We are not members of the executive. We are senators. I stood up against George Weah regime and not fearing that they could even get the number to expel me. You think I'm coming to be afraid of my own administration? No. I'm going to stand up. We will stand up. We'll help to correct it. Joseph Walker will correct some things. It's not comfortable right now. It's not a darling situation right now. And it is a point where you see people who get courage to hold on. These early mistakes causing some people to get quote unquote chances. Therefore, that's true. Voice them so we can correct them, but don't jump ship, because the room to correct and put things on course and be better for you to be proud is still very wide open.
Okay, so this has been a very interesting. Thank you for the audience. We're still going on. We have a lot more guests. We're gonna expend the time. But look, Dillon, let's be honest here. No. Dillon has been prolonging the answer. It's a long.
I'm not speaking to you.
It's a style of debate that you prolong the answer, so you don't have to answer the real questions that are coming.
I'm speaking to the people.
But you survive for a fight. We're not going to lie. But on a more serious note, Dillon, I think generally, show me one thing that impresses you about Barker. One big thing, and tell me, are the people feeling Barker on the streets? Are people feeling Barker? Are they feeling Barker? Be honest.
You think in the early stage, the people will feel Barker? The people coming from harmonization. The people say they voted for Barker for him to bring system. He won't bring system.
But you just give me a hopeful assessment.
Why you ask question and you want to answer the way you want it?
Yeah. Can I answer? Thank you, Ketema.
Yeah, you can want system, and then when they won't put a system in place, then you cry. Then you will not have that system. Then you will not feel the system. I was on OKFM and somebody brought a motorcyclist thing. I said maybe the motorcyclist thing would be one of the reasons why maybe if I want to run in 2029, they must start getting ready to go against me. You will not vote for Barker and say we want system in the country and he won't bring system, then you go against him bringing the system. I will stand with Barker. I will stand for us to bring the system. In building system, it can be painful. It can be fought. But in the end, people can enjoy it, everybody together. For anybody to think in less than 6 months, a country that was practically in the septic tank will already be in the living room, all rosy and greasy, I would not jump in that group. What I would do, if I don't see effort to take the country from the septic tank to start bringing it to the living room, if no effort being applied, then we'll jump in and say, that's not what we're campaigning for. But in our effort to remove the country from the septic tank, and there are early mistakes and slippages, and people think we're all supposed to get up now and be on top of the roof and acting different and proving to be different, I will not do it. This is something that I made. This is something I on an obligation to ensure that it will succeed. And I'm there. And one of the ways to help us to succeed is to do check and balance as a senator, and not to cut to the president, and not to be saying the president is all well dressed up when he's naked.
Senator Dillon. Thank you, Ketema. Senator Dillon, thank God I'm home. I rushed just to come and have some serious conversation with you.
Very
we
well.
wish President Barker well. Okay, we campaign for President Barker. I was in the car and I asked you about the surrounding, those people that they're every day. do you think they understand President Bouaka and his message to address the bread and butter issue for the Liberian people? You think they are there yet? I can call their names. Those advisors that will be there every day. Senator Dillon, you are not there. You're a senator in the Capitol building. Well, I mean, what are your thoughts about some of those people that are surrounding the president and with these early missteps?
But Stanton, I don't know how you want me to say this. I was on spoon the last time. I always said President Dillon will fired out a legal advisor already. Buju Ben Keita. When my legal advisor advised me to undo tenure law and they respect it, and the court slapping the way it's slapping, that legal advisor does not belong around me.
But you just said it's too early. You just said it's too early. The people
No,
shouldn't have said that.
you're missing the point.
What's the point?
You're missing the point. Some people are agitating for bread and butter issue already. In order for the bread and butter issue to come, you must put in place some system and mechanisms. Governance issues. Part of the governance issues for people to trust the environment is how you respect your own laws. And so when I have a legal advisor who will advise me and come to the microphone and say by his mouth that we have authorized the president to undo tenure law. When you make law, the only way you can undo it is through the law, the legal process, not by mouth, not by dictatorship or any form or any resemblance thereof. When the president, who is not a lawyer, takes advice from a legal advisor and the Supreme Court gives, he's slapped in the face, that person is gone or should be gone. Number one. Number two, when we say it's a little early, it is the people who making it to look like everything is going downhill already in less than 4 months. It's not possible for everything to go downhill in less than 4 months when you're taking up everything from the hole to bring it back on shore. Rescue means something was drowning. You rescue it. There's period for resuscitation before it becomes to thrive again. Okay. And this is a period that we're on, and I'm not going to give up because some people are already shaking to make it a TLX.
So I'm asking you the question. You gotta look at me. Ketema asked you, then you can look at Ketema.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
look at the camera, man. Don't look at me.
My issue is that at the end of the day, though, you call Buju Ben. You say, listen, he should be gone. What are some of the other advisors? Let me drag you down the road, Dillon. You follow this thing. You call for Sylvester Griswold to be gone. You are
No, not only that he should be gone. We want to investigate. We want an investigation and a clear understanding of the source of authority that he had to write a government institution when he did not have the authority to do so. Where are the cars? Not just be gone. Where are the cars? Punitive measures must be taken. Corrective measures should be taken so that when we do
investigation before dismissal or dismissal before investigation.
No, some administrative action can be taken in that interim. First thing, and so that when we're doing another transition, somebody can think that this is the way to go because I'm with the president-elect and I can write any government institution and they will be afraid to respond and to implement what I say. It is wrong. It is not right. We want the president to act. We want to know where the cars are, and we want to know what source of authority informed the NASCOP to use government money. And the Ministry of State, if they are benefiting from those cars, the Ministry of State budget must refund the NASCOP money.
So, Dillon, you put in that. Then did Sylvester Griswold talk to you personally one-on-one? Did he call you?
Come again? No.
Did Sylvester Griswold talk to you?
No.
Have he called you?
No.
Have you spoken to Sylvester Griswold on this issue?
Regarding this matter, no. I haven't even spoken to the president. I wrote a letter on the Senate floor. If I wanted to speak to the president about the matter, I would go to the president. But it's a matter of concern for governance of our country.
So what's the status? What's the status of your letter?
The status of the letter is that we'll report to plenary when we return from break.
Okay.
What are you going to report?
We're returning. The legislature is now back in session as of May 10. So we're returning to work by tomorrow. Tuesday, unfortunately, is holiday. Unfortunately, not in a negative way. Tuesday, which is supposed to be our session day, is a national holiday. So this week, the first day you will see us in public in session will be Thursday. But we're returning to work and committee work and all of that stuff begin tomorrow. And the only way you will know the outcome of our investigation regarding the communication that has to do with Amara Corner and our letter regarding Grace Bay is when we report, the committee reports to plenary. And the only reason committee.
But why you think you should? But what you think we should come this far without a statement or clarity from the executive mansion? Why should a senator beg for clarity?
No, we are not begging for
I'm putting it in that way. I'm not saying you are begging.
I can be here if you put it in that way.
Okay, but let me finish my question. So let me finish my question, because I would say it my way and you say it your way. But why should the Liberian people beg for clarity, beg for an investigation, knowing very well we have document to prove that Sylvester Grisby signed requesting vehicle illegally? Why? Is this the position you think we will find ourselves in after George Manawia?
We are not talk show hosts. We are not the public. And this is not in any means a demeaning statement. We are national leaders. We go by what the law demands and how it should proceed. You can see somebody killing somebody on camera. You will take the person to court to get a guilty verdict in order to punish them for murder. Those letters that Grisby wrote to NASCAR when he was not with government authority to do so must be investigated and proven to be true and correct. And then the appropriate actions are recommended to be taken. And when we do the appropriate recommendation after having the investigation, I believe that President Bwaka will act.
Okay.
So my last question. Let's talk about the budget, Dillon.
Yeah.
The budget still have harmonization in it. The budget still have the wire school fee in it. The budget have everything from George Manawia. What's your position on this first budget under President Joseph Yuma Bwaka?
It is not what we want. It is what we have in order to cross us over. When a government takes over and almost 6 months, the budget is still even not entirely passed and approved and printed into handbills. It tells you that the staff was not comfortable. It was not what you expected. It should not have been. And so we can allow some flexibility now, but next year, this is not going to happen. When you have the government fully constituted, you did not have a fully constituted government until 2-3 months. In fact, even when the AFL women, wives, were agitating across the country in February, we did not have a justice minister. The country did not have a justice minister. So, and the justice ministry did not even have prosecutors under this administration. So the government was not constituted. It has taken about 3-4 months to constitute this government. And all those who President Bwaka believes that he wants to work with, we have given them to him. It's time for us to hold him and them accountable.
Okay. So
did you vote yes on that budget, correct? You did,
yes,
right?
I did. Oh, yes, I did.
With all the argument about harmonization, you did.
With harmonization.
The same harmonization status paid.
You see, Stanton, when I had confirmation hearing with the finance minister in open plenary, I particularly, and it's on Spoon, the video is there and on my personal page and on the Senate social media page. I asked the nominee for finance minister, Boima Kamara, if it was possible to fill the harmonization gap in this budget year. And he said he and Double Jala, going to LRA at the time, they said it was not possible this year. And by the time we put harmonization in the budget, we are ready to fill this year. The realistic thing is start off from where you have and then you start to design programs and means by which you can go back to what the people were.
So my
yes,
question to you, you voted on a budget that had harmonization in it.
With harmonization in it?
The senator harmonization.
Of course.
Salary.
Yes, because to put anything there to say let's go back to status quo from 2019 will be impracticable.
Dillon,
it would be unrealistic.
You voted on a budget
it would be false hope.
Ketema, I beg you, my man. I beg you. We got Ketema, I know, I beg you, my man. You voted on a budget that had wire school fee from paying wire fee, whatever we call it, from job and the time. You voted on that budget, Dillon.
I voted on a budget submitted by President Bwaka, and in his wisdom, what we want to replace or undo later on with this paying wire fee, if we think it is necessary, we can't just go and undo it. It is not a wise
thing. So you voted on a budget. Everything that you went against when George Manawaya time, you accepted it on this budget based on the fact that you would do it later. You would face it later.
Oh, you were not listening. I said one of the key reasons.
No, I will listen to you. I will listen to you.
One of the key reasons I voted against George Weah budget because he always asked for $84 to $64 million budget. I mean, money to pay domestic debt, which he did not show to us. This time, even the CDC lawmakers in the legislature saw the domestic debt list.
So I'm not talking about domestic debt. You voted on the budget that had harmonization. You voted on the budget that had the wire fee. You voted on the budget that had most of the things assignment to a champion during CDC time. And it wasn't an argument because believing that, you will fix it down the road, right?
You want me to say I voted no on the budget because it was Samuel 12 budget? No, this budget was Bwaka's budget, and we, the leaders of this administration, we thought it was going to be irresponsible, it was going to be knee-jerk reaction, it was going to be unthought of to just get and say, let's cancel paying WAS fees without putting alternative in place. So we said, let's continue with it while the Ministry of Education and the appropriate agencies of government finding the reasonable alternative. And one of the alternatives we are proposing, what good is it paying somebody WAS fee at $60 in 12th grade or 9th grade? What happened to, what time we read 9th grade or 12th grade? Why don't we put in program where government will elevate the quality in the public school from kindergarten to 12th grade and send people to school free?
So that's your long-term goal. That's your long-term goal plan. I'm talking about now. You voted on a budget. You voted on a budget that gave you gas slip. You voted on a budget that paid Senator Ask was under George Manawaya. You voted on a budget that giving lawmakers all the benefit that the people, the public think is too much. But yet and still, Senator Abraham Darius don't vote on that budget as well.
I voted on the President Nyima Bwaka 2024 budget because I saw some better reforms. I saw domestic debt list. I saw some programs. I know where to ask the question under the George Weah budget. It wasn't like that. When you jump on about harmonization or you voted for harmonization, we were not increasing civil servant salary this year. It was clear. So yes, I will vote on that budget, and I did. So
do you think if the budget come back with the same harmonization and the same issues that you had 2023, 2022, coming back looking like senator budget, will you vote for it again for 2025?
Now you're talking to me. 1 year, it can be the same. 1 year from now, nothing should be the same, almost. Nothing should be the same. Even some of the people in government appointed by the president, I'm sure he himself will have fired some of them. 1 year cannot and will not be the same.
The Honorable Abraham Darius Dillon, again, Katama, is all yours, my brother. What I search for more questions.
What Dillon? We're gonna be
search for more questions.
No. We're not searching. No, Dillon. No.
Dillon,
you done an assessment on the president's performance. I want to look at a bigger picture.
Please do.
You do an assessment on the president's performance, and in my own analysis, it is a very downgraded assessment. Basically, it is underperformance in these few early days, and I'm concerned about that. But I also see something that is strikingly concerning. The president is AWOL on reconciliation. the president has not convened any kind of uniting the different political divides in our country. The elections were evenly divided. The country was divided right in the middle. The president has not united the country around some of the issues, has not even engaged some of the participants, some of the rivals in the election to say, look, they'll build a more inclusive country, especially when you're about to take on some big item initiative, the war crimes. And so I don't see this president as an agent of reconciliation so far. And if somebody else from the other side would have done the same thing. So I'm concerned about how will you respond to that?
So when you're talking about reconciliation, as not seeing him reconciling the country, what do you mean?
You don't know what reconciliation means?
I know what reconciliation
When you
means.
said Joey, I was not a reconciler. What do you mean?
Joey was a complete divider in chief, the chief divisionist of the country. He preached every day, and his sermons and his actions were very divisive.
Now I'm seeing
President Bouaka is bringing about justice. It's part of reconciliation.
So it's part of reconciliation.
It's part of reconciliation.
But engaging all different stakeholders in the country. Do you see that happening?
Yes, of course.
Has he done that?
I haven't seen him do it, but I haven't heard him make divisive or statements that with the potential.
So you grade him based on your wish for him to do now, whether he does it or not. You
No,
grade him.
The fact that we are looking at justice to bring justice is also healing.
It's one side of reconciliation.
It's one side.
Okay.
So you don't do every side at the same time.
Of course, but justice is not lopsided. Everybody should be an inclusive.
Everybody benefits from justice because it's blind.
Okay. But you get me sophistry. You know what is that? Rhetorical words you get trained. I mean, blind justice. But what I'm trying to say is that, do you think this president will get a feeling that the divide in our country and go along party line, you got even a divided country, he would take some step to bring some stakeholders around unity?
Now you're asking me futuristic question. When I give you futuristic answer, then you say I answer you on something that I know it.
Okay.
Everything can happen all at the same time. Okay. There are steps toward achieving.
But do you agree he has not done it yet?
I'm saying he has started the steps.
Okay.
To bring about justice, healing, reconciliation.
Okay.
But you want him sitting down in Pedro with Joey. You want him sitting down in Pedro with Ellis coming. Then in your head now, then a reconciliation.
So you assume that what I want.
But that way you
okay. So Dillon,
that you want reconciliation seen.
But when I mean reconciliation, I'm not talking about cosmetic actions.
Exactly.
I'm not talking about cosmetic action. I'm not talking about picture. I'm beyond picture.
Right.
I'm talking about a pathway, a blueprint to look at dividing our country along different lines.
The country wants reconciliation through justice.
I listen to you.
And we are bringing you justice.
I listen to you.
But you want to see picture with Tibote and Piatama and Ellis Cummings.
I think you're not making that assumption, and that's a defensive mechanism to avoid.
No, I don't do defensive
to avoid respond to the question. But we understand again. But we ignore your little shenanigans. But here's what I want to tell you.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to tell you is that the president has not led on reconciliation very effectively. There was the former foreign minister of Ellen. He just said the same thing recently, that President Bouaka and a lot of people across the country have been striking this, as President Bouaka has now shown that kind of determination. Justice is not only reconciliation. You can have justice.
But hold
on. Yeah. You can have justice. Justice system will run forever. Country can be divided and still a justice system. Still impunity can be action. So there's not a pro either or issues here. So I'm just trying to say that is a concerning. And I think that based on your assessment, I just want to add up to the bucket of your assessment so we can move forward.
And that what you want?
No, I mean
that's not how.
That's what you admitted.
No, that's not what I admitted. That's what you want. Yeah, and want you. Yeah.
Senator, we passed 100 days.
Yes.
All right. A lot of stuff happened. Now I heard you say maybe 150 or maybe another 9 months. Whatever the case may be, somebody calling for 1 year. Your folks are listening to you in Motorcyclist County. Senator, as everything, do you be honest with us? You think there's a pathway for George Weah come back if this government fails?
If there's a pathway for George Weah to come back if the government fails?
Yeah.
No.
Do you think the people?
But even the failing of this government is it won't even reach the level of George Weah failing. Look, you don't know, not you particularly, the 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 depth of the hole this country is in, that we rescue this country from, that are God and all of us together rescue this country from. Some people don't appreciate it. That is why they want to see everything on the level already. When you have to fill a deep hole in order to level the ground, that period filling that hole can be easy. Governance issues, fiscal issues, a deeply divided country and reconciliation. Who divided this country? And under the UP, Ellen Boakai UP administration, Liberty Party, UP, CDC, who all used to sit down together. UP people and CDC people and Liberty Party people were in government together, and they could disagree with the government with no fear that they would lose a job or their heads on their shoulders, with no fear that they needed CCTV camera. Socially, people used to interact together and meet together the same place under the UP Ellen Boakai government. When John Weah came here, and for 12 years, the country had a sanity with its politics somehow. And people, brother from one party could go to brother birthday party or funeral. Under John Weah government, it was almost like a taboo. That's where we took the country from. And some people have that deep mindset mentality that we need to take them, rehabilitate them out of. And people think it is an easy thing that we have rescued out of this country from, and think it's supposed to happen in 100 days and 6 months. It's not easy. Those of us who understand the depth of the issues this country is facing, we are not going to give up on it easily, because we have a duty and responsibility to our people who don't even understand what we've done.
My last, again, we gave you enough time to answer that, because
George Weah doesn't have a shot to the presidency in 2029. Okay. The reason is simple. The only reason George Weah became president of Liberia, because love, not belief. There's difference between belief and love. Some people decided that no matter what happened, George Weah wanted, or when he became senator and president, our life would change. There was nothing that could be reasonable to them to change that mentality or that mindset. You know how George Weah got defeated in 2023? The people who put in them win, because they themselves felt it. I was saying to somebody the last time, I think Stanton or somebody said, Dillon, why we're not hearing you? And sometimes too, Stanton, apart from being a national leader, I'm a politician. I don't want to get vexed. When the people who is out to get vexed for invest here, don't get vexed for them, because they will get vexed with you for getting vexed for them.
Eddie!
Yeah. When the people who you're supposed to get vexed for in their interest, they're ready to get vexed yet. Sooner you start getting vexed for them, they can get vexed with you for getting vexed for them. You got to understand your terrain. You got to understand the environment.
Let me ask a question, Dillon, because we got about 4 more minutes.
George Weah does not have understanding to return to the presidency of this country. And let me state it on the microphone. Any placement of George Weah on the ballot for 2029 will be for him to make money, and in a runoff, he tell people, you're going, you know the country, I'm a peaceful man. He finished settling. Just lead that thing there, man. Who will be president? And
so you are saying two things. You are saying two things.
And 20,000 votes.
Senator, you are saying two things here. Let me be clear. You said George Manneh Weah. Hold on. You said George Manneh Weah. You don't think that he get a chance to come back, and now you're saying that probably going to come back for the money, and in the second round you say I don't want it.
Having chance to be president is not the same as just running. Stanton want to speak, I know what I'm saying. You know, some people can be on a ballot for their need to be there for certain reasons. You think some people who can contest?
The man that won the presidency, you telling us that he will come back just for a need to be on the ballot to make money?
Even if with the first 2 times George Weah won, you really think that he's supposed he was running to be president? And when he became president, did you see President Weah? somebody who is sitting in an office, also seeing the duties and responsibility of that office, the functions, and only carrying the title. Does somebody want to be president? Just spare me the 2029.
Who do you have for 2029, Dillon?
What I have now is now.
Yomli Kanga.
Who do you have for 2029?
I knew why you were coming over. Oh, that's
Yomli Kanga. Dillon is a campaign manager for Yomli Kanga.
What I have now,
let me have a question. Dillon, who do you have for 2029?
Dillon is bringing peace more. Yomli Kanga, he may have meeting Okosa as a collaboration. Yomli Kanga.
Thank you, ba. Don't answer my question for me, ba. Let me answer, ba.
They may talk about campaign, they may raise money, they may register organization. Better for Liberia. The organization called Better for Liberia, so coalition that coming up.
On spawn, what standard they can do, they got an attitude, but when they're talking, they can talk something that they get back in. The Liberian people don't take joke this time. When you say I'm behind someone in an organization, they won't take it lightly because you got too much good rating out there. So I beg you, please tell people you're joking and that thing you talk is not true. And let's be clear with it.
But before you do that, can you answer my question? Who do you have for 2029? Let me start
with I should not release it in public.
What I have for 2029.
Thank you. Senator, did I beg you? Now, if President Barker, like the information minister said, he's not running. He said it here on Spoon. Jeremy Pierre said President Barker will not be running 2029. So you got the Vice President, Jeremiah Pancon. Who else? Who do you have? Who you guys want to rally around that will make the case?
I have 2024.
I told you.
Right
Let me answer that question. You know Dillon, eh?
But why you get jump in my throat while answering?
Yeah, let me answer, man.
Exactly.
I'm not going there. That Dillon, man, I know the man.
Stand up. I have 2024 before me. I have some missteps for us to correct. And instead of correcting the missteps and putting things on course, they start thinking about 2029. That's how you lose it. By the time George Weah became president in 2018, they start talking about 12 years and 36 years and forever.
Okay, so Ketema, right? You're not answering my question, man. Let me ask my last two questions.
The way I want to
my question. No, you're not answering my question. Like what?
Why you are jumping to 2029 and not looking ahead of us?
No, we get that. The break can only pray for long life, not long fellows. But let me ask my last two questions.
Yaga Koloba versus Dillon 2029, Senator.
Oh, it may be a good thing. That is if I'm there.
But let's go ahead, man.
Senator, the man is going for the presidency or the vice presidency.
Senator, let me ask you this question though.
Together, the man is revealing something.
I just knew exactly why you want to hear, and say you hear now, you're not opinionating.
So, let me ask you a question. It's very important for the Liberian people. On Spontac, we've been beaten, and this week we'll go after CTN. You have two issues, which is very important, and let's be serious, because we are totally out of time. 10 p.m. in Liberia, 6 p.m. Eastern USA time. Senator Dillon, what's your position on MedTech and CTN?
These people should be before the Justice Ministry already.
MedTech is before the Justice Ministry.
CTM too. Even from President Weah's regime and into our current regime, I don't want CTN at the port. CTN has got no added security or economic value in our commerce. They're hurting our economy. They're increasing the headache on the end users of goods coming through the port. CTN is only raking money for SF and few hands, and throughout the past regime, every budget year or every time we have to do with LRA, I asked the late Thomas Dona and Samuel Twe. And the videos are on Spoon and on my personal page and on the Senate web Facebook, social media Facebook, is CTN contributing to the budget. They said no. If CTN is not contributing to the budget through the consolidated fund, through collection from LRA, then who collecting CTN revenue? The question has not been answered, and it is disheartening for us under this administration. maybe I'm not informed, but for us under this administration, for me to see communication from a rescue administration calling for us to continue with CTN and or METEC. That is why I joined my colleague Amara Conan and a few other senators for us to bring the Senate in this matter, check and balance. And Amara Conan, thankfully, is the chairperson of a special committee constituted by the President pro tempore of the Senate, Senator Lawrence. So that Amara Conan and us who brought this issue to the Senate before the Senate formally under this administration, we have been charged with the responsibility to handle this issue. And the Amara Conan committee constituted by the President pro tem will be reporting when we return from break. So that we'll take the appropriate action.
So let me talk to you on this 2018 to present. This CTNT going to last all the way to 2032. 2032, that's the whole contract. And CTN should be giving Liberia $25 million in change from 2018 to 2032. CTN make 14 million and change. We have the document. We have discussed this on Small Talk. The issue that you're going to talk about giving 25 million for 15 years, 1.6 something million dollars a year. But you, a company, making huge amount of money. Senator Dillon, it's not in the budget line.
It's not
up
there.
to January 22nd, 2024. From January 22nd up to now, who city have been paying that money to? Who they've been giving their cuts? I know you're lawmakers, you're one of the leaders.
I asked during the budget hearing, I asked Representative Dixon Sibo, and I asked Senator Wesonga Finley. And the reason is because they were the people working on the budget, on the revenue component of the budget as to where we're sourcing revenue to do the projection for the budget. I asked specifically if CTN was contributing to the budget through the consolidated fund as an entity. They said it looked like on MPA because it is MPA that contracted CTN.
The National Port Authority.
The National Port Authority. I disagree with that. I refuse that. Just like I disagree with that explanation under the WEA regime, CTN must appear before the Liberian Senate in a public hearing and with the requisite people sitting down for us to understand what CTN doing in our commerce. And how does it impact the trade and commerce and enhance security at our port? Why were they rejected from Sierra Leone? And even if they are in other places, what are the prices compared to what they're charging?
Have you read a contract, Dillon?
How you read contract that you see?
Okay, I will send it to you.
Please do.
I will send it to you. I'll send it to you right now. And yeah, I read it seriously. This is a big one. Let me
you haven't seen.
I want to send it to you.
The entire weird administration, we demanded this contract. We asked CTN, we asked plenary to bring CTN before us. And you know the committees and people who know my current know I don't bite my words. Most of the things we were doing in the Senate then with committee work, it was just frustrating, and we cannot bring it forward. That is why the two committees constituted by this pro tem, Nyambikanga Lawrence, everybody know Amara Conan to be a very serious-minded senator. And the fact that he and we together wrote against, especially METEX, and he and I, along with other senators, were constituted into a committee to investigate METEX so that we can bring it to book for action, watch and see what the action should be.
Let's talk about MedTech, and I know we don't have enough time. I'll end with my question because we really want to get into the other segment. But MedTech too, I hope you continue on it. Since 2021 June, MedTech came. Nobody know where the money going. The account in Dubai. But there was a document flying around, and I believe I have asked you this before, that Double Jala from LRA and the Commerce Minister Amin Modal suggested to President Barker that he keep METEC. I forward this document to you. Have you read them? What's your position on them?
I read those documents, and we're investigating METEC from the Senate perspective. Honor the communication signed by me, Senator Amarakon, and a few other senators. We are investigating METEC, and we have written all of the government agencies responsible, including the Commerce Minister, who at the time was out of the country, and still out of the country. Hopefully they'll be back on Wednesday. Day after, few days, this week, Wednesday. We will summoning these people before the Senate, before that committee. We're seeking to do public hearing so they can inform us what informed that communication. LRA will also appear, Double Jala will also appear. We want to be sure that when we act or when we do the appropriate recommendation for plenary decision or action, it must be informed and not sentimental.
All this Niger company that was created under George Manawia, all this small Niji under the water company that we Liberian people didn't benefit from, all the money that people were eating. But to hear that, keep them.
Yeah.
We do some re-evaluation.
And they get contract.
Keep them. And Dillon, isn't it concerning? Regardless of the situation, 2018 up to present, METEC went to court. We have the court document. The charge now on allegation of money laundering. Nothing is in the land budget when you talk about METEC. Nothing you can find. The only thing METEC would tell you, say we buy some car for LRA custom people.
Some people want to defend and say, CTN or METEC's contribution is through MPA. I want to see that budget line item that talks about CTN contribution, METEC's. And in fact, I don't just want their contribution to the budget. I want to see what they're doing here. How
I just sent you the contract, the agreement from July 2018. I think you'll have a chance to read tonight when you get home. I want to say thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I want to say thank you. Very quick, I know we cannot get into the other two documents. I sent you the Liberia National Police borrowing $6.1 million, saying that it's for logistic. How does that work? I thought they have a budget.
And the other one borrowing how much?
And LPRC borrowing $9.4 million. You care to talk to us about that, Senator?
So,
did he leave?
Yeah, no, he didn't leave. I said, please connect the Senator. Okay.
I'm not connected.
You are.
Oh, I'm there now.
I can see you.
Okay, the man there.
Okay, the man there.
And then okay. That money know how to do that thing. Thank you. Stanton and Katama. Maybe that's my style. I like to answer serious questions by focusing, by drawing picture. And you see the budget that will pass. Your jet don't take a look for how much there for the lawmaker. You take it and look there for how much there for sectors and institutional government. I keep saying, and I'm answering you, but I'm drawing a picture. A budget of $778 million that the legislature got 65 million. If you took 65 out of 778 million, you'll be left with 713 million. The whole country, including the media and talk show hosts, don't talk about what happened to 713 million. They only ask for what happened to the 65 million that went to the Senate, to the legislature. Which can sound alarming, understandably. Well, how am I'm answering to say, we gave the Liberia National Police budget. The police got 16 million, 20 million in the last 2-3 budgets. 14.5 million for salary and administration. The borrow money for operation and logistics. When police didn't get one motorbike, they said the lawmaker are making too much money. Stanton, you look in the budget. If the police was getting $4 to $5 million every year for operation and logistics out of their $15-20 million budget. And the fiscal authority can show proof that it happened. Why they don't have money back? Why are they going to borrow money? What they been doing with the other money? Why make it look like no money for uniform, no money for handcuff, no money for anything, no money for fuel?
That rescue borrowing.
Rescue borrowing. Is this administration are borrowing that money? Or it brought forward like the one
No. But Dillon, I share with you though.
I saw the one from FPRC.
No. I shared the one from how you call them? Look at the technical document.
So even without looking at it and without trying to,
is this government, Dillon? Dillon, is this government?
Without looking at it and without trying to prove, Mr. Hero, if this administration through the Liberia National Police borrowing $6 million, almost just like interim contract with no PPCC, no bidding, just like the public work, it is dead plain wrong. And action must be taken. Look, I keep saying good intention when it ain't bad. People don't look at the good intention. If you put somebody in your car, somebody fall off in front of you, put it in your car, you're rushing them to the hospital because you good Samaritan, and the person died in your car, and they announce them dead. And they announce
a question.
I know, and they announce them dead upon arrival, and they die in your car. The law will not look at your good way again. It will not charge you with murder, but they will charge you with some kind of involuntary homicide because you're not ambulance. You get no business putting somebody in your car when you can't administer first aid. You don't know what kind of country on the road. When the police borrowing $6 million outside the processes, they lay down procedures by law, outside of practices of good governance, honor our administration. That's something concerning. We should not tolerate it.
Dillon, sorry, let me read this portion real quick because you asked a good question, and I don't think that we should be. That the Liberia National Police honor this government, whereas the Liberia National Police is seeking the approval from the Debt Management Committee (DMC) for authorization to secure a line of credit in the amount of $6.134 million US. Okay, from Dutch Health to finance the purchasing of 175 pieces of vehicle for the Liberia National Police.
So the money they borrow and asking the Debt Management Committee to authorize it, is it projected in the budget and is it approved or appropriated by the legislature? How can you ask for something that is not approved, that is not projected, that is not appropriated? How? I would need some explanation, and thankfully I'm a member of the Defense, Security, Intelligence Committee of the Senate, and these things are concerning, very, very, very much concerning. Seriously.
So,
any borrowing.
Yeah, that's what we're coming to.
Outside of the law is as wrong as yesterday. If it happened yesterday. If it happens today, it's
so now you have been informed. I shared the document with you. What will be your position? Why are you coming back?
Come again?
The position now.
I just said I'm going to inform myself through these communications I'm receiving so that we can take the appropriate action or get involved accordingly through the Senate. My one can do much. If I got information on it, I can raise it and get support from my colleagues for also to get things done.
Okay, Dillon, I think you also on the thank you very much for the show. You also on the security oversight committee. What do you think about the new NSA director Prince Johnson and the new defense minister? First of all, she's the first female defense minister in the history of Liberia. What's your thought on the security sector? Then also go to the police and LDA. We've heard some LD has been generating some drama lately, but they've been doing some good work. Well, what was your thoughts on those four major security institutions, the appointment at defense, NSA, the police, and LDA generally? What's your thoughts?
When you mean my thoughts, my opinion, being there?
Yeah. I mean,
so I confirm all of them.
Okay.
So it means I got good thoughts about them.
Okay. You think it's a good fit for Prince Johnson at NSA? What's your thoughts? I mean,
Yes.
beyond just confirmation, give us some
Yes.
insight into it.
So I gotta be careful so not to put on some security stuff out, especially as a member of that committee. But for Prince Johnson, the former chief of staff, who was confirmed Minister of Defense but did not take that seat, he's a fit product for NSA director. Fit product for NSA director, especially so the network that he built as a highly trained and intelligent, well-connected security officer, official in the West African basin and around the world. He's a fit subject for NSA director. And Pearson going to passport department with elevated rank of ambassador and deputy minister at that level is a visionary of the president. People don't understand the security nature of your passport, the passport of your country. The reason why some countries even get time to give a visa.
But that's a demotion for Pearson, though.
No, it's not. When you elevate to ambassadorial level and deputy minister level, and with him having all those other connections and portfolio, it is not a demotion because you can also be assigned. When we confirm him, should we confirm him? He can also be assigned as ambassador already.
You are beautifying the demotion. Go ahead.
yeah, but it's demotion, Dillon. It's demotion. No matter
it's not demotion. It's not demotion in the. It's not demotion.
If you serve as an NSA director, then they bring you and say serve as ambassador in Guinea.
So you don't.
NSA director and ambassador in Guinea.
So you don't get it. You don't. Some people don't get it. Why your passport, the security nature of your passport, people don't get it.
We understand that's the gravity to the nature of.
So when you take somebody,
but what we are saying is that for you to talk about the position within its portfolio, the man is demoted. Let's move on.
The man does not feel demoted. He's going to serve his country and he's going to bring more reform. And he's going to bring more reform. And he's going to bring more. The man is going to elevate the security nature of our passport so that when we're asking for our people to get visa and extended visa and long years of visa, you will see the handiwork and the improvement and the reason, the wisdom behind sending him there. All of those things. And Geraldine George, I would have kept Geraldine George in the army. I would have kept Geraldine George in the army. She's too young. And she had not reached the peak of wearing the uniform. In my view, it was short-circuited by early retirement. She young by age. She had not reached retirement age. And she has now worn the highest uniform in the army.
Was it general?
Chief of staff of the army.
Right.
She was only deputy. But it is what it is. Now she's head of the ministry, and she got a very impressive resume, and I believe that she will do well. Who else?
Thank you, Senator.
LDA. There were some troubling signs there, and we did not need to come to the media, but I sat in my office formally with the LDEA director, along with Fadiga, and there were 2 times. AB was there, Fadika was there. I have Senator Amara Kone, Senator Edwin Snow at one occasion, and another time. And we try for them to work together because it is, in my view, AB Kroma fixed the job. That's my view. I did not hesitate to confirm AB Kroma. He needs policy people around him. He needs people who can help him with administration. AB is more like the operation guy. You devise a strategy, you put it into operational plan, you say go execute it. You get AB 100%.
So you should not be the head, you should be operation then.
So, but he's head, so he needs to adjust.
Okay.
So that
Okay.
And we got involved with that as well. We did not blow into the news and onto newspaper, so people don't know the role we also played.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we announced it. What were you when I say you and Americana were meeting the guys? Edmondson and all met
Yeah,
them.
when I was
Y'all eat breakfast together and all the
yeah,
people. The moment they don't thank you for coming, man. We had 2 hours, some more minutes, 2 hours 43 minutes with you. That was great. You're always welcome on one-on-one with the CEO. Again, folks, we're just not making this to take away Spoon Talk. Spoon Talk is during the week. But as we announced, remember that Ketema will be having a 1 or 2 days program on Spoon Talk during the week, during the May afternoon. And we'd like for you to follow once that is properly announced and put in place. Senator Abraham Darius Dillon, as always, yesterday, man, on my way to Yombly, I went to clean up something out of the way. It fell on my foot. My legs is killing me. But I had to do Mother Day, and I had to come and talk to you.
I mean, I two story talk my leg now.
Yeah, that leg kidding me. I don't know who said my leg got broken.
No.
So, Dillon, let me tell my own that. Dillon.
No. The same way
you want to come here and do it, Dillon?
They got 3 different stories about it. 3.
Yeah, that's the story you gave me yesterday.
Dillon, that Mother's Day today.
Okay. Let's do that.
That Mother's Day today, Dillon. Don't do that thing to me, man. Thank you.
Let's do it too, man.
I'm trying to get straight to Yombly and you're trying to mess me up. I don't do this thing, man. But my senator is doing well, we reach out to her. But Senator Dillon, thank you, man, as always.
So before we go, I want a few minutes on the rehab center.
Sure.
Yes, talk to us.
I want to say thank you, and I want to ask Spoon, the network, to please give the board and the administration an opportunity to come talk about our rehab center and see how we can help to raise funds. Want a fundraiser opportunity on Spoon. I want to say thank you to the board and the administration of the rehab center. There are a lot of success stories over there that are unsung in a short period of time. There's a young Liberian, fairly young boy, who that center rehabilitated. He had failed on several rehabilitation other places. We managed to rehabilitate him by the grace of God. And he's on his way to India. His parents are proud of him.
Wow.
He's on his way to India for further studies at tertiary level. We graduated a Liberian citizen who was head teller at managerial level at Echo Bank, who went into relapse with drugs. And we rehabilitated him. And the bank has happily, joyously rehired him. He's gone back and he's working at the bank again. There is a young Liberian, and sometimes I will seek their permission so we can be calling their names. Because you got to be clear and direct and pointed so people know that these things are true. Stanton and Katama. Thank you for reminding me, Dama. A Liberian journalist from Gambasa County. He fell into relapse. Very popular young man on the radio in Lac area there. And other journalists in Basel and Montserrat were crying about him on social media. And I told them to take him at the rehab center. The last graduation we had, the last batch we had, about 2-3 weeks ago, you saw him. He was an MC. The center has recovered him. He's still there because he came in the middle of the batch that was there, and he got a few more weeks to be in there. So we want to say thank you to our people, our quiet, silent donors, supporters, our public supporters, but particularly to the board and the administration of that center. They want me not to go too deep with some information because we're trying to get some support. But when people say, Dillon, what are you doing with your salary? What you promised Montserrat County? I've always said I am challenging this country to go see what we're doing at our rehab center. Stanton, who is here, and I'm sure you, Katama, and those who listening, those who know what it means to recover people from drug and alcohol addiction. It's a small thing. When you detoxing people of their habit, their addiction, the first 2 weeks, where they depriving the urge and the desire of their addiction, it's not easy. We feed those people 3 times a day. We clothe them, and Liberian citizens, home and abroad, who can afford, their parents or their loved ones who can afford, will pay a testing fee. Liberian parents or Liberians themselves who can afford at all. The testing fee is to know the not only the degree of the drug in your system, is to also know other pre-existing medical conditions that you have. The only people we can deny in that place or reject are people who got diseases that are contagious, so it can spread. But sometimes you take some people in there and they got different medical complications. But everybody know they're only there for drug rehabilitation. We cater to the medical needs throughout when they are there. When a clinic doesn't have the capacity to cater to their medical needs, we transfer them to hospitals and pay their bills. Look, if there's anything we want to be remembered for, a legacy of a senator and people that believe in him for us to do it, it's for us to do rehabilitation. That small light that we put on rehabilitation, we want now the government to take it. Today, that rehabilitation center, and thankfully, even under the WIA-led regime, the Ministry of Health graded that center as the best rehabilitation center in the country, not because of the structure, but because of the services that are being provided there. We've gone on a third batch for graduation. Now, we're looking forward to taking about 50%, thanks to Senator Nyomdi Kanga Lawrence, who has provided for us a facility in Grand Bassa County, where we want to furnish and to take in additional people under the administration and supervision of the center. That center does not take in people and take money from them for us to go to the bank. We spend our money there. The board, Liberian citizens, home and abroad, spend their money, put their list small, $5, $10, $15 together, and add it onto what we have. And we have redeemed about 60 to 70 lives. And so far as our record shows, none has gone into relapse.
Okay.
There's one young man from Bon County who got rehabilitated and came back. I think there's a video. Amula Mame put it up. He said, today, my man can give me money and I can come Montreal to buy her goods and go back to Bon County to carry to her for her to sell, because the center has rehabilitated him. There's another one we open with their business for him to enter into business. And we are recruiting now those who can't afford at all to do testing fee. It is our responsibility to do so. We want to look at and we want to take about 50 persons this time to feed and cater to 50 persons for 3, 4, 5 months in rehabilitation. Their medical needs, their clothing, their shelter, and everything. It's not easy, but we're doing it for humanity. So I want to say thank you to the board, and I want to appreciate Stanton and Spoon for allowing us to speak about this issue so much, and ask for time so that the board can come. They are the professional people. They can give you the gloomy, the vivid, and professional graphic picture, of what's happening in there. The only thing I can do is, as the vision bearer of this, is with passion to say drug addiction, drug issue is a problem. And if we don't tackle it as a country and people, it will eat us up soon.
Okay. So, first of all, Stanton, before, I just want to say, Senator Dillon, I'm so inspired by what you just said. It is so inspiring, trust me. And thank you so much for helping our people. Thank you so much. There's a guy near 19th Street. He's close to Mary Place. He told me he came from your school.
Bishop
Used to wash my car.
Yeah,
Bishop Solomon
Reeves.
washed my car. Just 2 weeks ago, he walked me. So I just graduated. I said, from where?
Yeah.
He said, from Dillon School.
Yeah.
I said, oh, really? It would talk for long. Bishop is a nice guy. He told me graduate from your school. And so I can witness that. And so thank you so much, Dillon, for everything you do for our country, especially this thing. It is so inspiring, and I hope you don't stop. And I hope a lot of people will join hand with Dillon and make this work. I'm so proud of this work you're doing, Dillon. Let God bless
allow
you,
me
my
to talk about Bishop in 10 seconds. You all know, all who go to Parliament, that social entertainment place. Bishop there along with other guys, and every time Bishop used to say, I beg you, I tell you where they left. Please afford me the opportunity to go over there. And Bishop went there. And today, everybody on 19th Street at the Parliament, they are proud of Bishop. And I'm finding job for Bishop.
Amen.
His name is Solomon Reeves.
Amen.
I'm finding job for Bishop for Solomon. And you know, he told Enter Edith, the proprietors of Parliament, he said, you will soon work for me.
I said, he walked up to me, he washes my car.
Yeah.
He walked up to me, he said, oh, Kiatama, I just graduated. I said, from where? He said, from Dillon School. I said, amen. I said, I'm so proud of you. He was so happy. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I wanted to tell you, actually, the other day, I said, I got to call Dillon to tell you thank you for graduating from his school. He said, I've learned so much, Kiatama. I'm a different man.
The police director met me, Gregory Como. He said, Senator, the guy you rehabilitated at that center deuced us at Cottonton. He was the deuce of our class. Gregory Como, and he called the gentleman, waiting for me. And the first thing the gentleman said, tell Senator Dillon and his center, thank you. But our center is not called the Darrell Dillon Rehabilitation Center. It is the Center for Rehabilitation and Reintegration. Whether I am senator or not, we look forward to that place money. Somebody say, why you can't turn it over to government? I asked the government of President Weah to take over that place. So it can be government-run institution. The government refused. And now, if I didn't run that place with the help of Liberians, they will come and say, they don't fail because he said he will do rehabilitation center. So the small money hand pump with that small salary that I said I will give Motorcyclist, I decided that I will concentrate this salary here. We spend more than $4,000 to $5,000 over there every month.
You're doing well, man.
Every month.
You know you're doing well.
Every month.
You're doing very well, Dillon.
We have to cater to that place along with the board. Every month. And that's bare minimum. Every month. They eat coca oil and cornmeal and next prescribed meal in the morning for breakfast. They eat good meal, lunch, heavy food in the afternoon, and they got a choice between cassava, arrow, planting, and thing in the evening. All that thing. You go to that place, the sanitary condition of that place, they got shower, they got camo, and everything there. They got TV. They got they watch news, they watch sports, and they follow events. And we got smaller recreation center. We got smaller places for them.
So Honorable Dillon, I understand because of time. You know what Mother say, but we're gonna arrange something for next week. We're trying to not next week because they how you call them, those folks that are going to solve in Cape Mount. They're doing one more fundraiser maybe this week. So allow them to pass. I'm going to speak to Madam Titi, and I think Madam Titi and Dr. Richardson going to speak on it. But again, during the process, we hope you can join us in studio, while we're raising money, and that would be good. A lot of people saying they want to contribute. We got to set it up, and I hope you can have the time.
Please.
You mean money for the rehab?
Of course.
Money.
What are you talking about?
Of course.
Yeah.
I think do most of the talking, but the people who can really tell you what's going on over there for you to get it, to know what we're doing there.
No, we have to.
You, the professional people who know about that, But
we have to. We have to. Dr. Richardson, Madam Titi will discuss it, and we have to raise some money for this center. If you can put your $20, your $50 aside once a month, or once every 3 months, just to give to this. Imagine all the good testimony. And if it will cause us to go to that rehab center and do it from there, for you to see the people, for you to see in the building, for you to see where they sleep, what they eat. We think that we can raise over $100,000 here. that will help this for the next 2, 3, 4 months because it is necessary. You guys cry on Zogo. Thank you, Beatrice. Kinda great. Thank you very much.
Especially
I
the
said
food.
thank you, Gaman Colley. I
Yeah,
said thank you.
yeah.
It's something that we have to do. It's something if we want to save our people in the nation. But they don't want to say thank you. We take that into consideration. I will pass the message on to Madam Titi. I believe you guys will be talking shortly. Let's raise some money. Let's raise 100, 200,000 because the Liberian people want this to be done for a better life. But look at the new drugs that came in town. How you call them? What the new name that
Zombie,
just
what do you
came?
call- yeah,
Zombie
zombie.
drugs. Yeah, zombie. So
I mean,
thank you
that's
very
not
much, Senator.
Oh, yeah.
Stanton, thank you. Sometimes when we say silent donor, some people can be looking at you, especially when we're talking the on spawn. Yeah. But thank you, all of you. Katama, thank you, all of you. This, for me, no appeal to sentiment. I am passionate about this. Look, I've seen parents cry. It can be emotional. And since this last bash, the whole country want to go over there. Liberian home and abroad, our phones cannot rest. If I just put the number up here now to see who will be in that 50 persons if we will recruit 50 persons on this bash. It will, in fact, the post at the center, the senator, the numbers of people that are calling it overwhelming. So what we want to do, Stanton, we want to take advantage of Senator Lawrence, Nyamdi Kanga Lawrence gesture with that facility in Grand Bazaar. Then what we can do when we get it up and running like here, we take all girls there and all boys here, or all girls here and all boys there, because since we started this thing in 2021, and on our third graduation of a third batch, it has been all boys. And including what we are about to take in now, it may be all boys. So when we get that facility in Grand Bazaar County, we might take about 50 to 100 girls. They are women with children themselves who are in the stink. What happened to those children? We can create a situation where those children can be housed in a place with their parents while we're rehabilitating and taking care of those children as well. And I'm not going to the bank about this. This is not a school where I'm taking registration fees or school fees. There's not a bank where I'm taking entrance fees. There's not a school where I'm registering my name. So we register this.
So then let me ask you, I know, Phil, I don't know what Ketema have left. So Dillon, so you buy full cassava bag, arrow bag every week? Oh,
yes.
People don't contribute to the feedings?
We got
they put out them on contribute.
we got
not the people that are there.
Oh,
I'm talking about they don't. Yeah, no, not the clients.
Google Liberians, and like I said, we got our supporters. We got a chat room where people contribute $15, $20, $100 according to their capacity. There are sometimes people carry 2-3 bags of rice, 1 gallon of oil. We buy the provision that we do it sometimes weekly, so that because they are perishable things, it will doing cassava leaf or plant, how you call it, potato green or something this week. We buy it for the week. We got a refrigerator, we got stove, we got a percolator there, we got a microwave. Look, you go to that place independently and see that we're treating human beings humanely, with humanity. And Stanton, when you when you're doing a detox of these people from that 2 weeks, sometimes they can be unreasonably violent. Sometimes they're ailing condition, they throw off, they are very nasty, they are very untidy. The people in there who are working, we got 17 employees in there that will pay in also. Wow. We got 17 employees, including medical doctor, clinicians, psychiatrists, and security, to make sure that when they're becoming violent and unreasonable, they want that thing in the system, and you're depriving them during the detoxification period. We're paying people in there. It may not be handsome, but they too sacrificing the fact that they agree to be in there. And that's what we're doing. So, and I just want to say thank you. This thing, every time I want to talk about it, I become very emotional because I know it firsthand. I know what the country is going through. I see good human beings spoiling. Some people who want drug, they're not criminal. Taking illegal drug is criminal. It's unlawful. But they're not stealing and this and that. Look at the gentleman from the bank. He was not stealing socially. He just went off. He graduated with honor at Cottington. He and Gregory Coleman there. He was head teller at the bank. And he went into depression for some reason socially.
Thank you, Dillon.
And so, I just want to say thank you, man.
Thank you, Dillon.
I want to say thank you.
Yeah, thank you belong to you.
No, we will. We will
God.
definitely do something. A lot of people responded positively. They want to contribute. If you send it to my phone number, I will not give it to Dillon. Don't do it yet. Wait. When we announce it, we'll put the right number up. Don't send it to my cash app phone number.
What mean? What are you doing with salary? Look, I'm focused.
Don't forget about it.
Yeah, I'm focused. I prefer, I may not build hand pump, literally hand pump, but I'm building, we rebuilding human beings.
Dillon, is this your third time in the Senate, right? 3 times you won for election, right? Or 2?
So I ran 3 times. One, I did not win in 2009.
I mean, I think you run 2 more now because you didn't win for Chad Bronski.
So no.
In 2009, I ran and the late Geraldine won that election.
Correct.
I did not run again until 10 years in 2009.
After she passed, right?
And I won, yes.
Okay.
And I won.
So,
and then in 2020, I won again.
okay. So you still got 1 more term left to do the 3.
I'm in my term. I
told you, man. I told you.
That answer you looking for.
I have a question, Benny.
Senator, thank you very much, man.
Eventually, from the eventually back door. I'm one of the catches.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thank
So
you.
kind.
Thank
I
you
was
so much,
becoming
you know.
emotional, Jenna. So let me get
I
it.
feel it myself.
Yeah.
That's like getting tearing, to be honest with you.
It's no excuse for not helping somebody if you can help them with, personal assistance. But everybody has a focus.
Build something support feel hopeful.
Correct. Right.
Thank you, Dillon.
Thank you so kindly.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, sir.
It was the most beautiful closing we had, but this story, but this is for me. It was just emotional for me. It forced me. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you, my brother.
May God bless you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It has been a wonderful night with the Senator Montserrat County, the largest prize in our political dispensation. Honorable Senator Abraham Darius Dillon. Senator,
it's something about Senator Dillon. People coming up and say, look up here. Bill Brooks from us. Wow. I'm so impressed of what I'm hearing from the senator. I will contribute to what
he just something about him. He unique in his own ways. Dillon, Dillon, unique in his own ways. With all the politics aside, there's something about a guy who is just, he's and he was determined about his stuff. And people thought I was not going to go far. You remember? People thought going to fail.
We knew it was going to go fast because God had our back on this thing. We came a long way with this whole thing. But Dillon is on an oath not to speak to those that contributed. He's on an oath. If he break those commitments,
I'll be releasing some of the names that contribute.
No, you cannot. They are silent donors.
I'm just kidding, man.
But Ketema, it was a good show, man.
It was a good show.
We have a lot of people lined up to come on the show, I believe. I'm in conversation with other folks. I don't want to call the name, but they are confirmed to come on. I will share with you. Mm-hmm. They love the one-on-one with the CEO, where these guys come to express themselves, and we hold them, we jam them, we make them to make some history and news. Mm-hmm. Listen to what Dillon said today. You will take away a lot of stuff from it, whether with this government and the situation about those appointments, those that are acting at LTA, the harmonization part within the budget that he signed on is shocking. He wouldn't have signed on the George Panel, but he did on the Barker.
And you drew a lot of things from that. You drew some blood from him.
Yeah.
And then you stopped him from bleeding, and that was nice. But I think he had the courage to do some critique of the administration that really shocked me, to be honest with you. But his tenure thing, he went a little further. He not only criticized the first action, he also went and criticized the second action. And that even shocked you. I could see the reaction in your face when you're trying to ask him, oh, did it happen? We didn't have time to talk to about the trip to the US, but I think he had the courage to talk about a lot of things, appointment issues, things that are slow on that area, even the issue of contracts. Some of those non-performing contractors managed to get back contract from public works. I mean, these people were declared non-performing, but I think he also he's a guy who want to get the president a chance, and that is good. He's an ardent supporter who is not a guy.
I'm not saying Dillon giving this president a chance in a long-term chance. I'm not saying that.
You think so?
You already saying that it was a bluff when you have to come and put people out in at LTA. They don't disagree.
And the other one was the issue of publishing asset. He was disappointed. So if you look at what he said, there's a lot more disappointment in him than being impressed.
They don't say I want to call him. They don't say it was a mess up thing to bring in Clark Edward Martin, Councilor Martin at asset recovery. He said he wouldn't have done it. Mm-hmm. And the president choosing Councilor Martin was not in the right direction.
Right. That's what he said. Right.
Told you say fire Bushiban Keita.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of news.
He said fire him because he didn't perform well on his first duty. He told you say we're going to investigate Sylvester Grisby. Mm-hmm. Who authorized Sylvester Grisby to go get a car? It was illegally done. We investigate and we'll
you gotta say what Grisby Pape too. I still don't guy.
No, Pape.
My man, you get a from Sano. You from Sano, right? You from Sano, man from Sano.
No, Pape. Sylvester Grisby and myself were cool.
I said they got more than 500 people upon the government, but only the 1 minister standing and going in 10 times a day.
No, because you know what, Ketema, Sylvester Grisby and my Pape, I like the man, and you know that I like Sylvester Grisby. I met him. I got nothing. I've never crossed paths with him. I'm just talking about the issue. I expected the executive mansion. I expected the executive mansion to come up with a statement, something you're gonna,
something wrong you're seeing now. Something you send on, you're cutting off. Something right?
No, I'm good, right?
Okay, yeah, you're good now. Yeah, you're kind
of. No, I said my expectation when this thing happened, when Spoon broke the news, the executive mansion was supposed to come up with a statement, right? Then we're going to let it fly. But as of today, we expect that from George Manor, we are government, not from this government, that everybody remain quiet. And yes, the other frustration they don't say. Mm-hmm. Investigation. The 650,000 Miata family, no report to the nation. The army war or protest, no report. The investigation that was recalled, but yet and still quietly done on an NSA that reveals 66 million United States dollars missing. People say, oh, they just decommissioned that investigation. No, because it was coming up with a bloodly information. Where is the 66 million dollars on a PSA? But then you redirected PSA, you demoted him to be your deputy minister for passport. It's pure demotion.
I said director. They get beautify all kind of things.
Yeah, you brought him down to be director for passport, and you say we'll put Ambassador Alash on it. Everybody like Ambassador Alash. So what? I mean, it's demotion for the man. But I'm happy with the fact that the president appointed Prince C. Johnson, a distinguished, very, very good gentleman. I love him. I was mad when they accepted his resignation, when he came down as the prime minister. I was crazy mad, and I told the president and his people that they caved into nonsense. So when the president appointed him, I was happy.
Okay? I think it's a great choice, honestly, Stanton. If you know what
it's one of the best
in the elections, you'll be shocked.
It's one of the best. It's one of the best. It's one of the best. It's one of the best decisions the president made to bring Prince C. Johnson back. But then. Let's talk about the rest of the story, my man. I'm begging you. Now, Mother's Day, I gotta go.
Yeah, let's go.
My wife downstairs.
I gotta drive, my man.
We got a cake, so we can bring your guys then later next week, whenever you guys are going.
Let's do next week.
Everything is happening. Do not mess me up. My foot is hurting already. Don't put me in a situation I can't handle.
Just so well, my man. In a very nice suit.
Yeah, I want to church, and I pray to God on my legs because my leg is hurting, and
so Nigerian church, and assistant pastor, the Nigerian pastor.
A what? I'm not a
Assistant
pastor,
pastor
man.
to Nigerian pastor.
I'm not a, who told you that? That Costa told you that? You know I said Costa?
Now you got problem to discuss.
No. You know I said Costa? Because Costa met me to the church. He was lecturing when he came to the church the other day. And you know, long time during those good days. But let me say this to you though. In a broad sense, Ketema, yeah, we are. We still got a long way to go. We put Dillon on the record. He signed a budget that has Samuel 12's signature on harmonization. He signed a budget that has Samuel 12's signature on the YFE. He signed a budget that has Samuel 12, everything he put in for the lawmakers, the fuel, the slip, the this, the that. Dillon signed on the budget. But what was his argument in the past? It was a bad budget. I would not sign on them. But on the budget, he signed on them.
But in Dillon, he had no choice.
He had a choice.
All is on the budget. All is on the budget.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. We are talking about the law.
I'm sure about still look at this. No minister, most of the ministers were not in place to even design a budget for the ministry. So they sent this house. Basically, our legislature actually did.
I disagree with you, Ketema. You're trying to cover up for Dillon. The fact remains is that Dillon signed on a budget that he refused to sign on to.
Bagai nominated someone to a budget to the
He should have put a hand over and said, "I the same budget. I'm not signing it. You give me different budget."
So basically, but here's the thing: all of them signed on to it because none of the people, no ministers actually look at the allotment for the area. Most of them did not see it because they were not even appointed there. So they just look at the old template and miss.
The law is on record telling us, and that would be the kickback on Dillon. He signed a budget that carry harmonization.
For 2029. You try. You got kidding for most of 2029.
These are my takeaway. He makes some good points, right? But then Dillon also, people got to balance it. He signed on a harmonization budget. So if anybody said this year, you're making $50, they don't agree that you should make $50.
Yeah.
On a harmonization.
On a more serious note, Dillon did not make a lot of things, but Dillon, I like his assessment, but I tell you that Dillon is as many UP parties who are nervous from what he spoke tonight. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? From what he spoke tonight, he just managed it well. He framed it well. He's a good talker, but he's not disappointed, but he's nervous.
No, I think no. Maybe it's you. I think Dillon is disappointed. I think he is disappointed.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think from nervous to disappointed?
Dama, let's do something, Ketema. I know we're going to go. We got 5 more minutes. Dama, can you come out and take just 10 calls? We got 5 more minutes, folks. We got to leave you. 5 more minutes. I beg you, Ketema. Let's hear from the people. Let's hear from the people. Remember, 10 calls. 10 calls back. 10 calls. Let's hear from the people back. 10 calls. 10 calls. No plenty talking. 30 seconds, Dama. Because here's the issue. Dillon cannot do all these things and we go quiet. Dillon cannot do all this thing and we go quiet. No. Let's hear from the people. 10 calls. Real quick. Hello?
I went foul.
My man, at the first call, but we got 9 to go. Hello?
Yeah, CEO, how are you?
Yeah, make your point real quick. You got 30 seconds. I'm good.
All right, so I'm Thomas Kuman, calling from Upper Coward.
Talk to us, Thomas.
Want to appreciate the senator. I sat down by my radio, favorite, and listened to him as a opine on variety of issues. Actually, because of the way the government is proceeding, many of us will be thinking that the president is not making the rightful decision. But I like the way he brought the discussion to the discourse. So I want to say kudos and thanks. It would be by the media again listening to him.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Dama, are you coming on? Let's go to the phone line, Dama. We got 9 more calls to take place. Is he in the studio there? Dama, let's do it quick. We got 9 more to go. Go ahead.
Oh, you got a call on your end?
No, I waited for you. I know you and Ketema changing signal that you want to go because I said 10 calls. I heard you talking.
No, we're not talking about you.
Good evening.
Yeah, let's hear you, please.
I want to tell Senator Dillon, thank you. Let God bless him. My name is D. Ward. Let God bless him. Everything he's looking for, because we used to hear, oh, Dillon talking cartoon in America. Dillon doing this. You see what he did? I just say, God, thank you for Senator Dillon. Let God bless. And let God bless full radio station, center, you and your family. Say your thank you. Let God bless you. Anything that you want to say about it, say, but we're in a good part. My name is D. Ward. Thank you, Papa. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you.
Let me take this one real quick. Your name and where you joining us from?
Hey, Stedon, thank you. I'm Daniel. We're calling from Worcester, Massachusetts.
Talk to us, bro.
Stedon, I'm embarrassed that you sit in studio and allow Dillon to sit there and make fool out of Liberian people. Dillon is a sitting lawmaker. Dillon his job is to make law, not to go rent one bedroom apartment and put 6 person inside and say he rehabilitating people. That is a joke. And you sit there, you are lying that will happen. Dillon's job is to make that. Why can't Dillon propose a bill and put on the floor and lobby and sponsor it and make it a law and put money in a budget so that we can be able to serve a wide range of people? We got over 500,000 people who are circles. And Dillon went to 3 points and put it in one bedroom apartment and he got a rehabilitation and you sit there and support that. The man is making fool out of the people.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead, I'm gonna take the next one.
Hello.
Good evening, Slongo. Good evening to the CEO and my own big Abdullah Kamba. His voice is Fude Mohammed Kakwe, political gang, and I join you from a research center in District 11, most of the country. You know, I want to say thanks to Senator Dillon. To be honest, I'm nowadays a supporter of Senator Dillon, but from tonight, from his expose, I've been inspired so dearly, and I want to say congratulations to him so kindly, and let him count me as one of his supporters. What I listened to tonight. Thanks so kindly.
Why? So, hello, your name and where you joining us from? We got 5 more to go. Hello, your name?
Yeah, but we will start on and Mr. Boyer to Katama and then the listening. My name is Stephen Gorter, and I'm calling you from Delaware this evening. Let me appreciate you guys for the conversation. It was very fascinating and very informative. And then let me also appreciate Senator Dillon for a good work. People got about 4 or 5 Dillon in the a senator who doing for the people who must be saving life. It's a good thing. Dillon one of the best senators we are ever produced in the history of our country. For the see somebody to see Angus edition sign like is going again to save somebody's life is a good thing, my friend.
Thank you.
Stop the hatred and let us embrace Dillon. Let us support it so that we can be able to rescue our brother from
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for.
Thank you. So we got to say thank you because it's 11 o'clock and it's 7 p.m. here. We got to go. We just reached the magic number. Sorry, we couldn't get to everyone calls because it's 11 o'clock in Liberia p.m. and 7 p.m. The show is over. Ketamba, we want to say thank you, Ketamba. A great show tonight. I'm surprised people are celebrating Dillon. That he went into the conversation well. And I know that Ketamba will be here again. Producing the show is Diamond and Slanger. They call him Baby T. The man that gets sick every other day. This boy loves to get sick and play Baby on his mind. The man was sick the whole week. He played Baby on his mind. Now he's back. By Wednesday, he will get sick again. Baby T, Diamond and Slanger, we say thank you for producing. Abdullah Kiatamba, as always, we want to say welcome to One-on-One with the CEO. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Boom, burger. Folks, have ourselves a pleasant night. Yeah, and Spoon Talk comes your way tomorrow. And throughout the week, One-on-One with the CEO comes your way every Sunday. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And have yourselves a pleasant night. Bye-bye.